into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
You beauties, welcome to it. Why are we laughing? Because we're happy.
It's a brand new day.
Yeah, man, we're
and
happy
it feels
people.
good.
It's the middle of the week. We're going to freewheel to the weekend from here, and we are most happy because you are here. I'm happy because you're here.
Well, I'm happy that you're here.
No,
Graham
you.
Richards,
No.
Come, stop.
No, stop it.
You. Okay, you're happy to see
Yeah,
me.
I am very happy to see you. No, I'm happy about the show.
that
We've
we're
got
here
3
because
hours.
there's so much happening. And today's all about home improvements. We're inspiring everyone out there. We're getting inspired in the process to really go from painting tips in the kitchen to cleaning it with earth-friendly products, which is a really good step in the right direction from
Hey man,
Woolworths.
as consumers, our choices do make a difference,
They do.
and this is one way that
They
you
do.
can do it. Then we are cooking up a storm with an incredible young chef, Latte, and
love
then
her.
I think it's all about
love
the
her.
young people making us feel very mundane and useless this morning because they're going to continue to shine on your feel-good breakfast show. We've got the considerable talents, we are told, of a young 17-year-old Vaughan. He's going to be entertaining you for the next 3 hours.
You must meet Vaughan. Have you met Vaughan?
I haven't met
You're
Vaughan
gonna
yet.
love Vaughan.
I cannot wait.
But there he is on your screen right
There's
now. You're going to
Vaughan.
love him. It's happening between now
So
and 9
talented.
o'clock here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show on S2. We are live, baby. Let's meet the rest of the team. Hi, guys.
What are you
Good
eating?
morning,
Good morning.
boys. So good to be with you this morning. On this Wednesday, it is the middle of the week, which means we get to inspire you a little bit more. My name is Jamie Domberg.
My name is Carl Wasty. It is lovely to have you along for the ride till 9 a.m. And today, not only is there all the entertainment, but we also need to get some stuff from you. So later we got the culinary hotline bling, ting, ting, ting.
Ting,
But
ting.
also, I had to do the quick one. But also we want to ask you a very, very special question, and this is around your kids. And what's the best meal your kids have ever made you?
I have to ask you this. What is the best meal your son's ever made you?
It's got to be like this whole oven roast thing. So it's in a whole oven tray, and there were like the chicken pieces that he threw in there, that beautiful garlic, there was like onions. I was like, where did this dude come from?
Passicant.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And yourself?
So we're at that pretend stage right now. So mommy last week, believe it or not, mommy had a sand cake. Mom had
beautiful. I love those.
everything, and then pretend tea. And then he still came to me and says, Mom, you're messing. And I'm like, Luca, but there's no tea in. But obviously mom was just like this. It's like...
And then you have to do that.
Yeah.
Well, can I do that for real? Because you gave me some Clover Classic here, so.
And then you go,
And I know, that's exactly what happens with your kids. Share those stories on the Expresso Facebook page as we get into Uncle Tubbsy, somebody who I will definitely take a bite of.
Okay.
Oh, dear. Well, let's get... the day's official duties out the way. We start off with the news here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Starting off here in South Africa, where the government has paid 1.5 billion rand to businesses in Gauteng and KZN that were looted during the violent pro-Jacob Zuma unrest in July. Now, this comes after a commitment from President Cyril Ramaphosa that the government would support the businesses. Some had to shut their doors due to the damage of losses. And updating the media yesterday about the economic relief package, Trade and Industry Minister Ibrahim Patel said that the looting left enormous economic damage in its wake. Patel said they worked with different sectors of the economy to help the recovery process. Staying here at home, 8 foreigners have been arrested in Cape Town for international internet and financial fraud, as well as money laundering. The Hawks say the 8 were arrested during a joint operation by the FBI, Interpol, and law enforcement agencies in South Africa. The suspects allegedly had links to an international crime syndicate that originated in Nigeria. The suspects allegedly attacked vulnerable people such as widows, and they were allegedly made to believe that they were in a romantic relationship and then swindled out of their life savings. Now, the extent of the fraud amounts to some 100 million rand. In international news, Zimbabwean President Emmerson Mnangagwa has welcomed a special UN envoy on human rights, Belarusian Alena Duhan, to Harare. Duhan's 10-day trip is aimed to assess the impact of punitive economic sanctions sanctions on ordinary Zimbabweans. The president earlier said sanctions were illegal and hurt the most vulnerable in society. From her visit, she's expected to produce a report that will be made public in September next year at the UN Human Rights Council's 51st session. Staying abroad, an amateur diver exploring shallow waters off northern Israel has found a sword thought to have belonged to Crusader Knight 900 years ago. Now, the 1-meter blade was discovered in shallow waters off Haifa. It's thought that the sword, heavily encrusted with marine organisms, resurfaced after the shifting of sands. The Crusades, which began in 1095 and lasted for centuries, saw European Christians travel to the Middle East to try and seize control of Jerusalem and other parts of the Holy Land from Muslims. And next, meet the Einstein of our time. Yep, the Da Vinci Institute for Technology Management, based in Johannesburg, is to bestow the Da Vinci Laureate. It's the social architecture on 9-year-old Professor Soborno Isaac Barry, and the child prodigy, who focuses on helping the current generation of students understand the thrilling side of maths and science. Is an Asian American author and the world's youngest professor. Now, even at the age of 3, Soborno could solve PhD-level questions. I mean, imagine that. Nicknamed the Einstein of our time, Barry was only 7 years old when he received his first salary from Mumbai University out in India as a guest professor. Nicknamed the Einstein of our time, Barry in 2016, at the age of 4, received a letter of recognition from the UN president at the time, Barack Obama, for his accomplishments in maths and science. And in January 2020, Barry received the Global Child Prodigy Award. He also has a YouTube channel, the Barry Science Lab, where he solves maths problems, and some 400,000 subscribers are there to tune in. Now, the Da Vinci Institute will honor well-known South African playwright John Kani, and past laureates include former public protector Thuli Madonsela, as well as Dr. Imtiaz Suleiman of Gift of the Givers. How do you feel about yourself now if you're over the age of 10? That's where we leave it for now. Here's a look at what's happening in sports with Graham.
Thank you so much, Tabiso. We did warn you, admittedly, at the beginning of the show that the young people were going to make us feel a little bit mundane today. We're going to continue on that trend. Right now, let's focus on rugby, and great news for Salman Murat, who has earned his first Springbok call-up. That's in a squad of 32 players named by Springbok coach Jacques Ninaba for the outgoing tour to the United Kingdom in November. So Murat is the only newcomer in Ninaba's squad that featured, of course, in the Lions Series and Rugby Championship. Now, the only other uncapped player in the squad is scrum half Grant Williams, who travelled to Australia with the Boks for the Rugby Championship. The main injury-enforced omissions from the squad are Faf de Klerk, Cheslin Colby, Frans Malherbe and Ergia Snyman. The Boks will play 3 test matches while on tour. The first, up against Wales on the 6th of November, then Scotland on the 13th and England on the 20th of November. Then on to local cricket. The Titans were the first team to book their spot in the final 4 of the CSA T20 knockout. The Victoria-based side claimed a 54-run win over Southwestern District in the first quarter-final. SWD, they won the toss and elected to field first. Donovan Ferreira top scoring with 55 to help his team post a massive 192 for 5. Then Aaron Pangiso took 2 wickets to dismiss SWD for just 138. They did it in style. The other quarter-final saw the Knights beat Western Province by 4 runs in a very high-scoring match as well. Riley Rousseau smashing 112 as his side posted 223 for just 3. In response, Wayne Parnell led from the front with an unbeaten 80, but it wasn't enough, sadly, to see his team over the line. Then on to the football on the back of the 5-goal thriller in Madrid last night that saw Liverpool really stake a claim for the UEFA Champions League title this year. Man United will look to bounce back from their 4-2 loss against Leicester over the weekend when they host Atlanta in the Champions League tonight. United are 3rd in their group at the moment, level on points with 2nd-placed Villarreal, while the Italian side are top of the group. And Chelsea will be favourites in their match, undoubtedly, against Swedish side Malmo. Then Barcelona will be hoping to build momentum ahead of El Clasico as they host Dynamo Kiev. And then German giants Bayern Munich, they'll face a potentially tricky assignment up against Portuguese outfit Benfica. And then on to tennis news. Players who have not yet been vaccinated against COVID-19 COVID-19 are unlikely to be allowed into the country for the Australian Open. That's according to Victoria Premier Daniel Andrews. Now, the state has introduced a vaccination mandate for professional athletes and could result in defending men's champion Novak Djokovic not making the trip. Djokovic has declined to reveal his vaccination status on numerous occasions. The Grand Slam event is due to start on the 17th of January in Melbourne. Well, if you missed any of those details, we'll touch them again in about an hour or so. Right now, let's get a global weather perspective and see what the temperatures have in store here in SA.
Thank you so much, Jean. Now get this, a drone operator has received permission from Spanish authorities to rescue 4 dogs that were trapped in a yard on the island of La Palma after the recent volcanic eruption. Now the 4 dogs have been trapped for several weeks and the island is almost completely covered with volcanic ash spewed by the Cumbre Vieja volcano. The drone operator has been feeding the dogs for some time by dropping food from his drone. The dogs have so far not been able to be rescued because helicopters are not allowed in the area due to volcanic activities. The operator plans to capture the dogs in a net and then fly them over a river of lava with a drone to safety. Scientists have not yet been able to determine how long the volcanic eruptions will last. What an absolutely sad start to the morning. However, we do hope that these precious pooches are transported to safety soon. And then back on our own shores, we turn our gaze to the skies as we take a look at the sunrise photos submitted via the Expresso Facebook page. Starting us off this morning is Nancy Govender from Pennington, who captured this shot as the sun rises. We absolutely love seeing it. Pennington can expect a sunny sky today and a pleasant day ahead, reaching a maximum of 22 degrees Celsius. Another one came through from Akila Noor from Cape Town, who shared this red-hued morning shot overlooking the hills in her area. Cape Town, for you today, you will experience a warm day ahead, reaching a maximum of 25 degrees Celsius. Now, the UV index is so high today, so do make sure that you have sunscreen handy if you are spending some time in the sun. But if you're not, here is your temperatures for today. For you, Polokwane, do expect a low of 9 that will peak at 23. If you find yourself in Umbombela, do expect a range of 11 to 25. Pretoria, for you, it is a minimum of 12 and a maximum of 24, as well as Johannesburg can be seen with a low of 12 and a high of 23. Mahikeng 14.26, Klerksdorp 13.28, and Kimberley ranges from 16 to 30 today. Bloemfontein, for you, it is 10.27, as well as Richards Bay, sun is coming your way with a low of 16. That will peak at 24. Pietermaritzburg 11.26, South Africa's playground at Durban ranges from 15 to 22 today, as well as Mthatha can be seen with a minimum of 11 and a maximum of 29. East London, for you, it is 15.24. Craddock ranges from 11 to 33. Gqeberha 15.22, as well as George can be seen with a minimum of 13 and a maximum of 23. The mother city, Cape Town, as I said, ranges from 15 to 25 today. Worcester 17.35. Sutherland 12.28. And then last but definitely not least, Uppington ranges from 19 to 32. Well, that is where I leave your weather. You're on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
We're having deep conversations here.
Very, very deep.
Oh, very deep. I'm preparing myself because I'm going to have a very deep conversation in just a moment with Nikki Bush, who is honestly one of the most important resources we have on this show.
True.
We are talking about how to deal with uncertain times.
Oh, that's exactly what we need. And then I'm trying to deal with the fact that Jamie Lee is going to put me through my paces in a fitness, get ready for summer workout a little later. So wish me luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck. Sure.
Oh, you can make my day. Feel Good Breakfast Show.
So often in these crazy times, we focus, certainly from my perspective as a parent, on everyone else and not on ourselves. I think we are unable to keep perspective in very disruptive times. It's perfectly understandable. And then we run the risk of getting stuck in negative emotions and end up feeling completely overwhelmed or just buried by them. Well, this morning, we are going to chat to one of my favorite resources in the world and good friend, Nikki Bush, our human potential and parenting expert, and of course, author of the brand new book, Future Proof Yourself, for some practical, and I stress the word practical, ideas on how to keep perspective. We're going to go through a blow-by-blow on how we can do it today. Nikki, I love you. I love this topic, and I'm so grateful that we're going to be talking about this now because we have made ourselves, unfortunately, it's just happened organically, a distant second to everything else that's going on. You are obviously, and we've walked this path with you, are obviously no stranger to massive trauma and disruption in your own life. I've got to ask, did COVID trigger your trauma of losing your husband in late 2018? How have you been able to process what we've gone through over the last 18 months?
So, Graham, that's a really good question because when we go through trauma, often previous traumas are triggered. And let's face it, COVID has been traumatic for every single person. It's been disruptive, it's brought change. And right at the beginning of COVID, in fact, it was 5 days before hard lockdown, I happened to be on a speaking roadshow through KZN. And it was a 4-stop roadshow. And on a Thursday night, I was speaking in Pietermaritzburg. And I actually had to get to Hilton in the Midlands for my B&B that night. So what do we all do when we need to get somewhere? We use satellite navigation tools like Waze or Google Maps. So I popped my address in of where I needed to get to. This was now 9:15 at night. And I just blindly followed the directions. So there I am driving up the hill, and I'd forgotten, being a Joburg girl, what happens in the Midlands in KZN at night. The mist comes down and I cannot see beyond the bonnet of my car. I had to pull over because there was no way I could continue driving. I felt completely lost, which is how many of us have felt during this COVID disruption. A few minutes later, somebody stopped in front of me, put their hazards on, came to my window, and it was this woman who had organized the event down in Maritzburg. And she said, Nikki, I never travel this road at night because I know about the mist, because she lives in Hilton. Here I am driving into the unknown, and I'm feeling fearful. I'm feeling out of control, and I cannot see the future. And these are exactly the same feelings that I had when I was hunkered down in our bathroom when we were under attack during the home invasion in which my husband was killed. I couldn't see the future. I didn't know what was going on outside in my home, how many intruders there were, whether they were armed, what was happening to my husband, what was happening to my 18-year-old son. So this was this deep trigger that COVID actually unleashed in me right at the beginning.
I know one can never, ever recover from the kind of loss that you have had to live through, but we can learn. And now that you've had some time to process, and I suppose this mirror that COVID has held up to us in terms of examining ourselves and our psyche and our patterns, what have you learned from the loss of your amazing husband that has helped you with this disruption of COVID and could possibly help a lot of people, because we do look to you for this kind of advice?
So in my case with my husband, of course, I had to open that bathroom door eventually to see what had happened, which was a very scary thing to do. And with COVID, we have spent 18 months in the swirling mists of not being able to see the future. And we're actually having to firstly get comfortable with not knowing what the future looks like. And secondly, with being brave enough to keep moving forward, even if it's just baby steps. And so I was given this amazing analogy, and I've used it as a framework to get up again and to bravely, courageously keep moving forward since my husband's death. And this was at the wake, after my husband's funeral, my friend who's a psychologist, when she saw me crying at 10 o'clock at night when everybody was leaving the wake, and I realized that I was now alone, that this was my new reality, and she really encouraged me to try and turn this full stop moment into a comma, not the end of my life, but a pause in my life. And I think that that's so valuable for everybody, because things happen in life, that change things for us. Even becoming a parent changes everything, the most amazing gift, but it turns your life upside down. And we have to see things as, it's not the end of life, it's not the end of the world, but it's the end of the world as we know it. Yeah. And our job is to reinvent ourselves and reinvent the world, reinvent our new normal. And so much of that rests in our hands. We can't keep looking to everybody else to save us. And there is a wonderful quote from Edith Eger, who wrote The Gift. She was an Auschwitz survivor. She's now in her 90s. And she says, when someone throws out a life raft, you have to participate in your own rescue. So often we want to be rescued by somebody else. We want someone else to fix our lives. And I guess the real message in my book, Future Proof Yourself, is that self-leadership and making choices for yourself in order to help yourself move forward is so important. We have to take responsibility for our own lives. And that's a key message in COVID and how we're having to reinvent ourselves now.
I'm so glad through this that you haven't lost sight of what I can only call your calling, because we do rely on you. You have an innate ability to be able to convert subjects and ideas into something that we really can build practically into our life. I know people will have an opportunity to come and talk to you about your book, which we'll chat about a little bit later. But Nikki, please stick around. We're going to continue this wonderful, very heavy, yes, but I think enlightening conversation about future-proofing ourselves. How do we deal with disruption, no matter how massive in the case of Nikki, and make sure that we keep taking those vital steps forward. You can rejoin the conversation as well in just a moment.
I love that chat, and it is a fact you can improve your mental health and mood with exercise, and Jamie Lee is about to show us how it's done.
Hitting us with facts this morning, yes, Mr. Wasty, but when it comes to New Year's resolutions, we're all about new year, new me, health and wealth always seem to come out on top, right?
True,
absolutely.
very true.
And this year, retail giant Game carried out a survey on this topic with 2021, proving to be no different. Everybody wants to change their health, wants to change their wealth. Now, the results showed that 69% of South Africans are aiming toward better health and wellness. And since, of course, summer is here, summertime. Yes! It is the perfect season to revisit our New Year's resolutions to get healthier and stronger. I'm going to be taking you through my summer body workout and top training tips for slimming and toning.
Ooh.
And here's the thing.
Yeah?
A lot of people want to go into this fad things now. They want to cut out on everything, go on these fad diets.
Yeah, no sugar, no carbs, no nothing.
I've been there. I started there. But I want to tell you that it's all about creating a lifestyle for you. It's not about doing these crazy things, doing these workouts that's going to last for 20 minutes. No, you have to make sure that it's fun, it's enjoyable. So we're going to do something.
Okay.
It's about stretching. So today I want to take you through a recovery workout, because sometimes it's also so important that you rest, you reset your body, but also recover.
I like
it's going to help you with any injury. So if you want to be doing HIIT training, because I've been seeing the work. Can you see this guy's guns? Why are you flexing on us?
I just don't know. I'm not Ryle level. I'm just telling you. In like the secret places that I work out, I'm thinking about Ryle and his six-pack. I'm working toward it.
You are Carl level and you're looking rich. Okay, so listen, we are going to do a stretch. Just go down for me.
Okay.
Try to feel it.
Hamstring.
Hamstring stretches.
Cool.
You're going to just... Yes.
I love this.
I love that you love this. So if you can, touch your toes.
All right, touching the toes.
Do that, and again, feel that stretch behind the hamstrings.
I can feel that.
Yes, I love that for you as well.
I'm excited. And then
you are going to go forward.
Oh, yes.
And you can maybe just put your hips down and give me a nice stretch over.
Now, you see, this is what I came for. Oh, my word. It's like a yoga vibe, isn't it?
Definitely.
Isn't this called upward dog?
No, it's not.
Is it not?
We're going to go into upward dog.
Are we going? Okay, I'm excited for upward dog. I only heard about it.
So I want you to push back.
Yes.
Sit on your hinges.
What is this?
This is
Child pose.
child pose.
Child pose. I know something about yoga.
You've made it in life.
I made it. Yes, man.
How are you prepping for summer? How are you getting ready? Because I know that I always
it's more water, and I mean, football is back, which is great. So that's like my favorite cardio.
do it again.
And I think it's so important to, you know what? I actually chatted to a good friend of mine about this, and unfortunately, people have left
And now
themselves.
upper dog, yes?
Upper dog. Ooh. Oh, is that upper dog? Okay.
Yes.
Goodness, this is great. So I
it
think
out.
if people just left their body throughout the entire year, and now they're like, let me rush to get my body ready. But I think that rush causes problems, because those fad things that you're talking about, I think that's worse for you than anything. So you kind of have to you have to be really, really open about it. Okay.
Definitely.
Oh, we're sitting down.
So we're going to put our
Great.
foot forward and we're going to stretch again.
Okay, stretching.
Here we go.
again.
Can we do this?
Yes, of course we can.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, like, I think you must always be good to your body. It's something that I've actually been learning and teaching myself in terms of that, because I work so often, and I think my constant excuse around working is just like I don't have time to exercise. And I think you have to make time. It's not about the exercise. It's not about how you look. It's actually about how much you are putting into yourself.
So what we're
You
doing the
invest
right? You're doing the left
so
side?
much time in work. What about you?
Exactly, and I love that you say that. It's about investing. Doing something that you love is self-care. It's about putting things into your body, making sure that you're conscious about it. So I'm encouraging everybody, do something that you love, whether it be fitness, whether it be eating correctly. Summer is around the corner and you want to feel your best self. So do these simple exercises. It's not about a marathon. It is, again, your journey. So I'm encouraging you to get active, move every single day. If you're wanting to start something, just start today, okay? So we are just doing some stretches today.
And you know, the beauty is that, you know, you can be on time for work every day. Why don't you be on time for yourself? I think that's important, you know?
There we go. One more time. Lean forward. Give us a nice breath. And let's actually do that. Let's end off this workout with a nice inhale. And exhale. One more time. How do you feel? That was your first yoga session with me, your first little flow session.
It's great to talk it through
Yes.
as well. You know, to actually know exactly what we were doing and the meaning behind it. Just great.
Believe it or not, everybody, that was a nice little easy workout for you. Summer is here, but summer also provides opportunities to attain your lifestyle goals, like we mentioned. Now, Game would like to motivate you on your health journey by giving you the chance to win a 1,000 Rand shopping voucher. To enter, all you have to do is tell us what health and wellness item you'd like to get from Game stores this season and why. Now, remember to include the hashtag #GotGame to enter, and those T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. The competition will run until Friday, the 22nd of October 2021 at midnight. But Mzansi, don't forget that you can also compare prices with a Price Beat Promise, which offers a 10% refund on the difference in price on any item that you've purchased. If you find it cheaper at a competitor within 21 days of your purchase, you are guaranteed a price beat on that item. Amazing, right?
I love it.
Yes, and of course, with the store opening hours, they are Monday to Friday from 9 to 6, Saturday from 9 to 5, and Sunday and public holidays from 9 to 4. What are you waiting for? Go get shopping, go get ready for that summer. You want to do one more flow?
Flow, yes. Ooh.
Ooh, that looks cute.
Yeah,
What is this called?
Oh, you can make my day. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
A little bit earlier in the show, we connected with human potential and parenting expert Nikki Bush about dealing with massive disruption in our lives. And of course, we've all had to collectively live through the disruption of COVID and what that can do in terms of storing or stirring up old trauma. Nix, I'm going to dive right in with a question because I think something I struggle with, and I've certainly felt this pattern playing out, is maintaining perspective. It is very easy in the weight of all of this overwhelming kind of reality that we've had to live through, to keep perspective. So how do we, in a practical way, do that? Keep our kind of true north?
Yeah, so easy, Graham, to be sucked into all the negative stuff and to feel like a victim, like this is happening to you. And I was just coming out of 2 years of deep grief when COVID hit, and I couldn't believe it. I kind of went, you've got to be kidding. I'm just starting to feel whole again, and now I've got to deal with this. And COVID was a real trigger for me for, depression and feeling like I was out of control again. And I did an exercise about 9 months after my husband's death that I did again during COVID, and I share with many of my audiences, in fact, every audience during COVID, and it's the collateral damage versus collateral beauty exercise. And our viewers can go onto my website and they can get hold of my Dancing with Disruption download under free stuff, which will give you all these details. But in essence, fold a piece of paper in half, write collateral damage on one side, collateral beauty on the other, and just stream of consciousness without judging. Write down anything for COVID that's been negative for you. And that can be big stuff and small stuff. Could be, job loss, could be financial, could be all sorts of things, or it could just be lockdown and loss of control. And then on the right-hand side, start looking at all the good stuff that's come out of COVID. And for me, just having my boys at home for 8 weeks during tight lockdown was like, wow, there've been some really interesting things. And look at all the new skills that we've all had to learn by necessity during COVID, which has expanded our repertoire and our sense of mastery enormously. So this is an exercise in keeping perspective so that you don't get sucked down that rabbit hole of only seeing the negative side of any situation. Even you, Graham, I know your kids are away with Lindsay in the UK. You can go and do this exercise for yourself right now, because I promise you, as much as you're missing them and it's, tough for you, there are also some things that could be really positive for all of you right now, just because you're apart, even just appreciating each other more. Or maybe you can be watching some TV shows that you wouldn't normally watch when you've got children.
Completely. I've already done every home project in the last 3 days that I thought would take me 3 months to do. But I am missing them terribly, but I am able to keep perspective, very much following the roadmap that you have provided. Next, I've got to ask you, because your books are amazing, but being able to actually talk to you about these concepts is even better. And I understand you have 2 opportunities for those that are interested and would like to make a human connection with you now that we can actually do this in person. You're going to be doing some book signings and meetings. Can you give us some details?
Absolutely. I would love to see some of our Expresso viewers this week on the 20th of October at Exclusive Books, Melrose Arch, 6:30 p.m. Get your free tickets from my online shop at nikkibush.com. And I really look forward to seeing you. I'll be chatting about my book in the store. Obviously, social distancing will apply, but it is an opportunity for us to meet face to face and for me to sign your books. And you can ask me any questions you would like. So go to nikkibush.com, to the shop, and get your free tickets now.
I've got to say to all those watching right now, Nikki has probably been the most influential guest and person that I've interviewed over my time on Expresso. She has given me so much that I now build into the DNA of my parenting model. So I really do suggest you go out there and show her some love. Give her a virtual hug just from me, because I love her and miss her even more after what we've spoken about today. Nikki, thank you so much. Beautiful chat, some beautiful observations as well. Enjoy the book signings.
Thank you so much, Graham.
That is human potential and parenting expert Nikki Bush. And make sure that you get the opportunity now to meet her in person, yes, but also go onto her website, have a look at all the free stuff. There are some amazing downloads and resources that you can lean on at any moment, and I suggest you do.
Thank you very much, G-Man. Thank you very much, Nikki Bush, for opening up and sharing your story in this beautiful, beautiful way. Time for us to get into our first recipe of the day here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I've got a question for you, okay? Think about this one. What happens when you combine the cheesy gooiness of pizza and the flaky tortilla from quesadillas? Huh? The answer is pizzadillas, or you can call them pizzadillas, depending on where in the world you find yourself. They are the perfect snack for the kids and for the whole family as well, and come with that elite taste of Clover cheese. They will keep coming back for more, the kids, that is. Speaking of comebacks, we're joined by aspiring chef Naledi Chikosi to show us how to bring this recipe to life. It's a yummy one. Everybody welcome Naledi to the house. And Naledi has a book. She is an author. This is her first book out. Naledi, this is a fantastic book. The cover, I mean, girl, you are giving it to us. Well done on this.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. And I was reading here that you'd like to thank your mom, your dad, your grandparents, but you also say your future children as well. How many children are you hoping to have in the future?
2.
2. That's fantastic. Well, you're going to be needing to cook for them a lot. And this recipe, I think that any kid is going to appreciate. Tell me what you're bringing to the kitchen for us this morning, Liz.
So first, we need to make our sauce.
Our sauce, okay, because you'll get nowhere without this sauce. Okay.
Nowhere.
Okay. And then?
And then we place the tortillas on the pan.
Let's do it. In fact, let us go through that, all of those steps. Okay, cool. I'll make the sauce, okay? You'll tell me what to do. So what have we got here?
Tomato puree.
Okay, cool. And here?
Some dried herbs.
Okay, dried herbs going in there. And then some black pepper
Of course.
going in there. Ooh, black pepper,
Can't
nice.
go anywhere without black
You
pepper.
can't go anywhere without black pepper as well. What is this?
Garlic.
Garlic, yes. Oh, yes.
My favorite.
My favorite. Well, look, it's really good for you as well, let's be honest. And then you've got here
Some salt.
some salt. How do you tell these two apart? Because for me, this is the same thing. I've got 2 salts here or what?
Salt and sugar.
This doesn't
Wild
smell
guess.
like salt. Definitely sugar. Definitely sugar. Wild guess. Definitely sugar. Okay, so I'm mixing all of this up. In the meantime, we've already oiled up our pan, and you want the base here going in there. So you do that. You take care of that side of things while I mix our sauce up together. So why do you like, quick recipes? Because I think the one thing that I remember about you is you want to keep them very uncomplicated. You want them quick. You want them simple. You want them easy. Why? Why is that so important for you?
We love to have them quick because I know that everybody loves cooking, but nobody likes to do something forever.
No, nobody likes to do something forever. No, for real. For real. How long is like the most you think people should be spending in the kitchen, the most time?
At most, 2 hours.
2
That's
hours?
the max. That is the max.
What are you making even at like 2 hours, even at that max?
Dinner?
Shame, I remember that last time you did explain that your parents actually make you cook dinner every night. Yes, I remember that.
It's not so make me, I choose.
Okay. You saved them there. You saved them there. Child Protection Services, they're there. Okay, listen, we did say that this is really all coming together because of the cheese, that gooiness of cheese. We know that Clover Elite cheese is perfectly crafted due to the 5-step crafting process. They've really thought about this, and it's all about giving the cheese that elite quality that you really want to get out of cheese. You get the taste as well, but you also get the texture. Now, when you make your own pizzadillas at home, you can add any of your favorite toppings as you would with a pizza at home or with any of your quesadillas as well. Okay, cool. So we've pasted our sauce on there. You would get that nicely done, and then you're getting the cheese. Yes, I love cheese.
The best
Nothing about
part?
you. The best part. The best part, Naledi. I love cheese so much. Please tell me you do too.
I love cheese.
Because, yeah, good. Then we can still hang around. You and I, perfect. Like at this point, we're still together. So you want to be generous with the cheese, right? You want to really make sure that you are laying it like a magical carpet of elite taste. That's it. That's it. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, yes. I was waiting for that. Where you just go, right, all of it is going in and just throw it in there. We've made this super easy for you. If you want the recipe, cook along with us. Make this with us. Go on to our website, expressoshow.com. On there, you've got the recipe, yes, but all the steps involved in making Naledi's pizzadilla. What's that?
Some Russians.
Ah, Russians. Nice. Nice. Those were always a favorite of mine, especially in a kota. I don't know if you know what a kota is.
Oh, I've heard of them.
A what?
Oh, I've heard of them.
Yeah. Kotas, they're fantastic. And look, I mean, those Russians, they make a kota Ah, look at you, precision, I love it. Okay, then obviously you're going to add our peppers there as well to make sure that we've got those. And you can do what you want with those. You can chop them up quite finely, or you can get them in as you like. But the recipe is available for you to make, and that's what it looks like when it's all done. That's the final product. You're about to see that on your screen right now. Ooh, you want to dig in and get into this. Look at this. Oh man, yes, it's a perfect snack. Happy cooking. I'm gonna take a bite now, let's. Thank you. Grab one.
Clover cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares, adding joy and stretching our imagination. Elite quality, elite taste, elite texture.
Made with love by Clover. Oh, you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso. We're live on S3, and I can introduce you to somebody who is phenomenal and super young as well. But let's start you off. I was told by him that I need to make this perfect. So, with his raspy vocals, skilled guitar strumming, and songwriting ability evident in his lyrics, many are surprised to find out that singer and songwriter, wait for his name, he said I must make it epic, Vaughan Prangley, is only 17 years old. He has a range of passion that is emotionally charged, which can be heard in one of his most popular songs in the entire world. Take a listen to Breathing.
And I'm breathing. And I cannot do this anymore. And I'm breathing. And I cannot do this anymore.
Wow.
Wow, 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 wee, wow, 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 wow.
Yeah.
Yay. All right, so let's do it proper. Please give him a feel-good welcome. It's Vaughan Prangley! Ba, 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 ba.
Hi guys.
He
I'm
literally just said
so
in-
happy to be here.
He literally just said in his upsound, he said, that was epic. Carl, thank you so much for that epic
It
intro.
was epic. It's
Was
the
it?
most epic thing I've ever heard in my life.
Oh my, hold on, I might cry.
I think you might be a Marvel character.
I am,
Stop
you know
the
what, I
program.
could actually be. And you know what? You got the denim jacket memo. I love it, dude.
And so do you.
Right?
Twinning.
Yes,
Twinning.
where were you?
I clearly didn't get the memo. I none of this. But Warner, it is so good to be able to connect with you today.
Oh, it's
You
awesome to
clearly
be
are
here.
loved by Carl already.
Love it.
I can't believe this. Firstly, you are 17 years old. I feel
am.
like we need to check your ID after this.
Totally.
Definitely.
I mean, I flew here, so I have it with me. So.
Yeah, and your mom manages also behind the scenes. She runs the show. But you are obviously the sound in this music.
Correct.
Where did the love for music first start? And being 17, how do you balance life, schoolwork, creating music, and being international like you are?
Yay.
Yeah, it's difficult at times, but so my passion for music, it started when I was around 9. So my gran gave me a guitar, and I quickly fell in love with it. I went to guitar lessons. I started off with like classical and finger picking and stuff like that. And as the years progressed, it got more serious and I got more passionate. And then I found my love for songwriting and telling stories, because I believe music has the ability to literally change people's lives.
Yeah.
And it's such a powerful thing. And the message that is held inside a song, I want to add something to the music industry where someone listens to my music and they come out at the end of the song feeling a certain type of way. You know, I want to tell a message, I want to inspire people. Yeah, so that's where my passion came out. I think there's so many issues in the world that we should address, and I try and address it through melodies and lyrics, and yeah.
There's such maturity in what you just said, which is great for 17 years old to use your vehicle of music to channel a message. That is just some powerful stuff, and it shows a bright future for you, my friend. That is beautiful. But I did some Googling. I had to. Apparently the song Breathing, sorry, I Google every now and then. All right, so there's a little mention here about the unsigned only music competition.
Right.
And there was an accolade for the song Breathing. What was it about that particular song that we saw now that you feel got that attention?
I think there's a lot of emotion in there. So that was the song that I brought to the studio for the first time. So
Yeah.
for that song to be recognized internationally is super sentimental, being the first song that I ever brought to the studio, ever played for a producer.
Yeah.
And the message behind that one is it's regarding relationships and when they get a little bit unhealthy, you know. And it can sometimes be so difficult to make that decision whether you want this person in your life or not. And when you eventually let them go, it feels like you can breathe again. You're like, okay, I'm one step forward. I feel, you know, refreshed. And that's what it's about. It's about moving away from unhealthy relationships and things that make you feel trapped and isolated.
Profound. I feel like I want to do a slow clap for that because that answer was perfect. You nailed that.
It's like you're 17. Who hurt
Ow.
you so early? Yo.
No, I haven't been hurt. No, I'm fine.
Okay, good. Thank goodness. Sure.
You already
Wow.
have an EP under your belt
Right.
called Where It Begins. Also, you have an album coming out in January. What can people expect from you, from your brand? Because, I mean, already 17 years old, dominating, not just in South Africa, but on an international level.
Yeah.
What can people expect still from you?
So this album that is coming next year, I am super proud of, and it's just, I think up until now, the music that's been released is my journey. It's me growing.
Yeah.
You know? And the music that's out right now, it was me learning and trying to figure out what my sound was, you know? So this album coming next year, I feel truly represents who I am as an artist and what my sound is, and, you know, I'm just super excited to share it with the world, you know? And with it being slightly COVID-inspired, you know, there's a lot of, it takes you on a journey.
Yeah.
There's love in it, there's challenges, there's, you know, all sorts of feelings and emotions and stories that are
And we're going to
told.
feel all of that. We are excited. It's Vaughan Prangley, 17 years old, depth, soul, and talent expected on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Stand by.
incredible young man. Let's now make him an incredible breakfast drink, shall we? So, turmeric, we know we've used it so many times in so many different ways on the show. It gives food amazing flavor, yes, but also has antioxidant properties to give your body that vital boost. Now, flavorist Julian Short combines turmeric with coffee and a touch of honey to make what looks like a delicious summer drink. Take a look.
It's me, your favorite flavorist, Julian Short. And today we're gonna be mixing it up with my Expresso iced turmeric honey latte. You'll need 2 Valtesso capsules, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 30 mils of honey, 150 mils of coconut milk, and a pinch of sea salt. First, we add our coconut milk to the barista device, then the turmeric, and we heat that up together. Now we brew 2 capsules of Nespresso Valtesso and combine with honey in a cocktail shaker. Oh, wow. We're going to add our coconut turmeric milk. So next, I'm gonna add my ice and let everything sit for about 10 seconds before I shake. And then we pour our cocktail. And finally, a little bit of garnish, add a pinch of that beautiful golden turmeric, and then a pinch of salt. Move over, Tom Cruise. That's what I call a cocktail.
Thank you so much, Julian. Looks interesting. He did it with a little bit of flair. I'm still trying to wonder what a flavorist actually is. Clem, are you a bit of a flavorist?
I am.
You are a bit of a flavorist at heart, eh?
But so are you.
I am.
I feel like we all are.
I think thanks to these 2 machines, we really can be. And thanks to this beautiful blend of coffee, we're going to take it to a different level. This is interesting for me. There is something about turmeric. It's like it's the latest, newest trend, but it's been around, eh?
It's been around. Like, since forever.
Like 1,000 years.
Yes, absolutely. Thousands and thousands. And it's amazing how it's just found its way into drinks, into so much more food, into little capsules.
Into coffee culture.
Into coffee culture. It's amazing. So today, I like the way that Julian's used this. I'm going to ask you, you're on coffee duty?
Okay.
I'm on everything else.
I'm there for you. We're using the Valtesso, which is a 40 mils, so we're going to use 2 of them because we don't want to skimp on our flavor. Yeah. I mean, I love the fact that we're using coconut milk, so there's something kind of Asian about the base of this flavor. It's going to be delicious, and of course, it is really healthy as well, and something quite refreshing. Okay, so I'm going to start with the coffee. Yeah.
Okay, so you're on that. Julian had a lot of flair with everything that he did. Did you see that?
Yeah.
The way he
Sorry, I should have flourished.
Yes. I try to pour the coconut milk from a height. Okay, so I'm going to add the coconut milk to the frother. I'm going to add my turmeric. I'm going to keep a little bit. See, you got to do the pinky out and you got to do the 1 tap.
Ta-ta.
All right, okay.
Perfect.
Is that on? Then we're going to go. How's your coffee coming along?
Beautiful. I love it. Listen to the centrifusion. I love that sound. You know, the joy is to follow shortly after.
I do like that sound. It's amazing. Okay, so are you doing your thing? There we go. Okay, so I'm going to incorporate the turmeric into the coconut milk. If you think about it, you've got that almost nutty creaminess of the coconut milk with the, I'm going to say, it's not metallic, but it's like this aromatic, very earthy note that comes through. So that, with the coconut milk, is going to be amazing.
Earthy is actually a really good use. I've been thinking about it's so difficult to describe what turmeric is actually, what it actually tastes like, because it's not quite on the salty side, but it is. It's very earthy. It's very herbaceous, minerally.
There we go. Yellowy. It is. I love it. I love it. Okay.
Almost dusty, but not.
Almost dusty, but not dusty. Almost day. But night.
But night. Okay, so here's the deal here. We're pairing this with, I think, the OG of coffees here in the Valtesso. Beautiful blend of Brazilian bourbon coffee and Colombian coffee. Perfect mix. Lightly roasted Colombian coffee on one side, then the long roasted Brazilian coffee on the other. This adds a subtle acidity with a nice sweet and biscuity note, kind of a aftertaste, which I think is going to lend itself beautifully to this. All round, mild body, mild bitterness, acidity, and roasting. This is, I think, a perfect entry-level coffee if you wanted to get into the Virtuo system. This is a great one too.
Also perfect for breakfast.
Okay.
Okay, so
I'm doing 2.
Yes, ice going into my shaker. And I'm going to start cooling that down. Because we are going to shake this. And what you want to be sure you're going to do is you want to cool it down before you shake. It's hot. You don't want to shake it. Poof, explosion, no. So you want to cool it down slightly. Okay, so you can smell that. Something special is happening right there. Okay? Wow. That with the coffee is going to be amazing. So, should I do like a very long pour?
Please.
Nah. Okay, a little bit.
Are you or are you not a flavorist?
I am.
Well then, pour like one.
Here we go. So let me just make sure.
That was very slick. Well, I would not have remembered to take the thing out. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go.
Julian. That's for Julian.
Oh,
so Julian.
that one's for you, Juju.
Okay, Juju. Okay, how's the coffee coming along?
It's almost there. I mean, look at the crema. This is, I think, for me, the thing that blows my mind about the Virtuo is this new centrifusion, the way that it's able to extract the maximum flavor and aroma, as typified by that beautiful crema there.
Because there's flavor in the
amazing.
coffee itself, and then there's flavor in the crema as well, and it all combined adds to the overall coffee experience.
I didn't realize how important that crema was from that perspective, and how you can actually manipulate the amount of aroma and flavor that comes through by just folding in your crema. If you just fold it in a few times, it just releases, opens everything up. Okay, I need to know.
So here's the thing, you know, Top Gun coming back.
Yeah.
I rate, depending on how good you shake this, cocktail. Tom Cruise might come back.
But
so you saw Julian had like a triple shake, body roll, triple shake, body roll. Oh, yes, nice.
You gotta put your hips into the.
And you gotta dip a little bit. You gotta dip and
Okay.
Wow.
Hey, that was quite impressive.
Tom Cruise. Who? Okay. So here's another thing. If you want to add a little more,
honey, I think do.
Yeah. If you want to add a little more sweetness to the coffee, you can add the honey. Okay. You added it to this coffee. I'm gonna do a little fancy. Julian will appreciate this.
Ooh. I like that. So you're going to get different flavors every time you sip. I absolutely love it. Final step of the process, very quickly. One last shake and.
Whoop, there we go.
Oh, that looks beautiful. The color is amazing, and the flavor profile is just so interesting. I cannot wait to taste it because I'm going to take the honors.
Go for it.
And to finish it off with a
There we go.
sprinkle. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, with our Voltesso. Oh, a beautiful turmeric and honey latte. That's so refreshing.
Don't thank me, thank Julian.
Julian, this one is for you. You can go and find this recipe on expressoshow.com. That's really nice, eh?
Nespresso New Virtuo. With a single touch and innovative technology for a generous crema and unique moments to share. Virtuo. Standards are meant to be broken. Nespresso. What else?
Welcome back. Yes, it is. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show here on S3. Of course, we're inspiring you on this Wednesday. Vaughan Prangley is here. But of course, right now, it's time to head on to those news headlines. Here is Carl Wasty with them.
Thanks a lot, JB Lee. Let's take a look. The airports company AXA has shown a loss of 2.6 billion rand in revenue over the past year. This is against the profit of 1.2 billion rand in the previous financial year. The company says the poor performance is a reflection of the impact that COVID-19 has had on the tourism and aviation industry. CEO Mpumi Mpofu says there was a 78% drop in the number of passengers at airports. The number of passengers dropped from nearly 21.5 million to just 4.6 million. The government, meanwhile, has paid 1.5 billion rand to businesses in Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal that were looted during the violent pro-Jacob Zuma unrest in July. This comes after a commitment from President Cyril Ramaphosa that the government would support the businesses. Some had to shut their doors due to damage and losses. Updating the media yesterday on the economic relief package, Trade and Industry Minister Ibrahim Patel said the looting had left enormous economic damage in its wake. Patel said they work with different sectors of the economy to help the recovery process. On to international news. Britain yesterday said it was monitoring a subvariant of the Delta strain of the coronavirus, which has been seen in a growing number of cases. Prime Minister Boris Johnson said the government was keeping a close eye on the AY 4.2 variant, but said there was no evidence that it spreads more easily. Overall infection rates in Britain remain stubbornly high despite high rates of vaccination, and on Monday some 50,000 new cases of COVID-19 were recorded. The rise has been attributed to high numbers of infections among school children. Now, Zimbabwean President Emmerson Mnangagwa has welcomed a special UN envoy on human rights, Belarusian Elena Dohan, to Harare. Dohan's 10-day trip is aimed to assess the impact of punitive economic sanctions on ordinary Zimbabweans. The president earlier said sanctions were illegal and hurt the most vulnerable in society. From a visit, she's expected to produce a report that will be made public in September next year at the UN Human Rights Council's 51st session. And ending on a lighter note, wonderful news on the world's largest gorilla subspecies. From a previous global estimate of 3,800 individuals to some 6,800 is what a new study estimates the global population of Grawa's gorillas, the world's largest gorilla subspecies, to be. And this is wonderful news for rangers, NGOs and caretakers who have been caring for this critically endangered animal. This revised estimate comes from recent field surveys conducted in one of the animal's largest remaining strongholds, the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Led by the Wildlife Conservation Society, results were published in the American Journal of Primatology. A previous peer-reviewed paper in 2016 showed a decline of almost 80% in the population of these gorillas. Additionally, there is good news for chimpanzee populations, which have also held steady over the past 20 years. The study's lead author, Dr. Andrew Plumtree, who conducted the latest research with the Wildlife Conservation Society, said, and I quote, "These amazing new figures are a tribute to the courage and dedication of the Congolese biologists who took part. These gorillas can weigh more than 200 kilograms, but nothing beats the weight of a growing population of that animal species." That's a wrap of your news for now. Let's stand by for some sport. Graham is right here.
Thanks so much, Carl. Let's start with rugby. Salman Murat has earned his first Springbok call-up. That's in a squad of 32 players named by Springbok coach Jacques Nienaber for their outgoing tour to the United Kingdom in November. So Murat is the only newcomer in Nienaber's squad that featured in the Lions Series and Rugby Championship. The only other uncapped player in the squad is scrum half Grant Williams, who of course travelled to Australia with the Boks for the Rugby Championship. The main injury-enforced omissions from the squad are Faf de Klerk, Cheslin Colby, Frans Malherbe and Ergias Snyman. The Boks will play 3 test matches on tour. First up, Wales on the 6th of November, then Scotland on the 13th, and then we round it off with England on the 20th of November. Then bringing it back home for cricket, the Titans were the first team to book their spot in the Final Four of the CSA T20 knockout. The Pretoria-based side, they claimed a 54-run win over the Southwestern District. That was in the first quarterfinal. SWD won the toss and elected to field first. Donovan Ferreira top scoring with 55 to help his team post a positive 192 for 5. Then Aaron Pangisa backed it up, taking 2 wickets to help to dismiss SWD for just 138 runs. Then in the other quarterfinal, it saw the Knights beating Western Province by 4 runs in a pretty high-scoring match. Riley Rousseau, he smashed 112 as the side posted 223 for just the loss of 3. In response, Wayne Parnell led from the front with an unbeaten 80, but it wasn't enough to see his team over the line. Then on to football, and Man United, they'll be looking to bounce back from their 4-2 loss against Leicester. That's when they host Atalanta in the Champions League tonight. So United are third in their group at the moment, level on points with the second-placed Villarreal, while the Italian side are top of the group. Chelsea will be favourites in their encounter up against Swedish side Malmo, while Barcelona will be hoping to build some momentum ahead of El Clasico this weekend. That is their host Dynamo Kiev. And then German giants Bayern Munich, they'll face a potentially tricky assignment up against Portuguese outfit Benfica. And then finally on to tennis. Players who have not been vaccinated against COVID-19 are unlikely to be allowed into the country for the Australian Open. That's according at least to Victoria Premier Daniel Andrews. So the state has introduced a vaccination mandate for professional athletes, and it could result in defending men's champion Novak Djokovic not making the trip. Now, notably, Djokovic has declined to reveal his vaccination status on numerous occasions now. The Grand Slam event is due to start on the 17th of January in Melbourne. Well, if you missed any of those details, we'll touch on them again at 8 o'clock right now. Let's set the tone on the weather front for today and see what the temperatures have in store for SA.
Thank you so much, G. I'll start with some space news. Now, the first step to place humans on the moon again was taken on Monday when the Orion spacecraft was lifted onto the powerful Space Launch System rocket at Florida's Kennedy Space Center in the U.S. For its upcoming flight, Orion will orbit the moon without astronauts as part of a plan to return people to the lunar surface. The program, called Artemis, could help establish a long-term human presence on Earth's only natural satellite, the moon, of course. Now, the 3-week Artemis 1 mission will test the launcher and Orion before astronauts are allowed aboard for Artemis 2, which will loop around the moon in late 2023. Artemis 3, however, will see astronauts land on the lunar surface for the first time since the Apollo 17 mission in 1972. The landing mission is currently scheduled for 2024. And then we move from exciting space news to sunrise views. Kicking us off for the 7 a.m. update is Kerry Chislett from Asagay in KZN, showing off the stunningly picturesque shot of a rainbow casting over the area. Absolutely stunning. Another one came through from Ntokozo Theo Makatini from Johannesburg. Josie captured this beautiful shot of the sky scattered with clouds and the sun rays cast across the sky. Did you know that this phenomenon is actually called crepuscular rays? And these are actually created when sunlight shines through gaps in clouds and continues through an atmosphere that contains dust or haze. Well, if you didn't know, now you know. But right now, let's get you up to date with what the temperatures look like in your parts of the country. For you, Polokwane, do expect a low of 9 that will peak at 23. If you do find yourself in Umbombela, expect a range of 11 to 25. Sunshine is coming your way, Pretoria, with a minimum of 12 and a maximum of 24, as well as Johannesburg can be seen with a low of 12 and a high of 23. Mahikeng, for you, it is 14, 26. Klerksdorp as well, ranging from 13 to 28. Kimberley can expect a low of 16 and a high of 30, as well as Bloemfontein with a range of 10 to 27. Richards Bay, for you, it is a low of 16 and a high of 24. Pietermaritzburg, 11, 26. And South Africa's playground, Durban, showing off today with a low of 15 and a high of 22. Mthatha, for you, it is 11, 29. East London, 15, 24. Cradock can be seen with a minimum of 11 and a maximum of 33, as well as Tebega with 15, 22. George, for you, it is 13, 23. The mother city, Cape Town, can expect a range of 15 to 25. Worcester, for you, it is 17, 35. So do make sure that you wear some sunscreen today. Sutherland as well, partly cloudy conditions that will range from 12 to 28. And then last but definitely not least, rain is coming your way, Uppington, with a range of 19 to 32. Well, that is where I leave your weather here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Okay, we're turning the temperatures all the way up here on your Feel Good Breakfast show this morning. We're in for a real treat. Yes, that's right. That's happening all throughout the morning. We're so lucky to have the vocal and musical talents of this, listen, 17-year-old singer and songwriter Vaughan Prangley. He's kicking us off with a performance of his 2021 single. It's called Where It Begins, but this particular song is called Green Eyes. Vaughan, do it.
As I hold your hand and ask the world to make it ours, and I find truth in what I see. To the beautiful girl inside of my dreams. Oh, 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 green eyes. Oh, those green eyes. Whoa, oh, oh, they make me smile. Oh, those green eyes. Hey, hey, hey. And we look up and draw the stars. This is a canvas and we gonna make it ours. And I look to the side of me, to the girl I saw inside of my dreams. Oh, 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 green eyes. Oh, those green eyes. Whoa, oh, oh, they make me smile. Oh, those green eyes. How they've brought me sight. We passed through the night in the story we will write. And I'll turn the page. We'll live another line. To the girl with those green eyes. Oh, 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 green eyes. Oh, those green eyes. Whoa, oh, oh, they make me smile. Oh, those green eyes. Whoa, oh, oh, green eyes. Oh, those green eyes. Whoa, oh, oh, they make me smile. And all those green eyes. Hey, 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 hey.
Woo! Yeah! Okay, so here's a challenge for everyone. Vaughan, that was fantastic. But I'm gonna go, you and I are gonna go, ooh, oh, 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 oh,
Okay.
oh. And everybody here must go, hey!
Okay.
All right. Ooh, oh, 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 ooh, oh, 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 oh. Hey! Okay, I love it. Let us know what you thought of this. I love you so much. You're so fantastic. Oh, man, the music is so good. It just makes you want to get into the zone. Go on Facebook and let us know what you thought of it. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3 with the hashtag Expresso Show. Whoa, oh, oh, hey! Yeah!
Make my day.
Welcome back. You're still live with Expresso. Another beautiful performance coming from Vormund a little later in the show. But right now, I want you to picture this. You're lying on a beach on a beautiful exotic island without a care in the world, listening to the calming sounds of the ocean waves with warm sunshine on your face. Why? Because you have won the lotto. If you have never tried your hand at the lotto before, you're in the right spot right now. Joining us this morning to discuss how Lotto Land works and how the whole world of possibilities are waiting for you is their marketing director, Mareka Hayward. Mareka, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We all dream of it. We all, I think, would just love to have an opportunity to change our lives in this way, especially after the last 18 months that we've all experienced. And the reality is it's there, it's accessible, people can do it. Lotto Land has had a very busy year. What have you guys been up to?
So Graham, yes, it's an amazing dream, and it's not just only a dream, it can become a reality. But what we did this year was actually a very special project. So we started with a TV show called Donkey Lotto Land.
Okay.
It started in the beginning of the year. And it's incredible. We're literally traveling the whole country and we're blessing people. And we hand out these green envelopes.
Ooh.
And every show's got a South African celebrity. And the need is really big. I mean, we've seen quite a bit, quite a lot of sad stories.
Sobering, yeah.
But it's been incredible just to bless these people. And towards the end of the year, we will be contributing over 16 million rand back to South Africa.
Absolutely love that.
So yes, and then we've launched Sportland. So now you don't only have to bet on lottos on Lotto Land, but now you can bet on your favorite sports. So that's exciting, I think, for you.
We are very emotionally invested, and it raises the stakes. I absolutely love that. For those who aren't familiar with how Lotto Land actually works, when you say bet on a lotto, so how does the process work?
So the most important thing is you're not physically playing the lottery. So that is a very important thing to remember. So you're betting on the outcome of the lottery. So as a South African now, you stand a chance to win billions and not just millions. And it's really the reality. We had a beautiful Cinderella story of, on our German platform of a German lady winning 1.9 billion euros. And
it's actually inconceivable.
Exactly.
Like, you just can't actually wrap your head around it.
Yeah, and it's a reality. And that gave us a Guinness World Book of Records for the biggest online gambling payout. So, so the reality is there, and it's really easy. So the play field, we call it the tip engine, that's exactly the same. The payout amounts is exactly the same. So, I mean, it's a reality and it's possible, and I'm sitting in front of you telling you it is possible. So, it's not a scam. I think.
So if you've got a vibe, right, if you've woken up this morning and you say, oh, I love Germany, bet on their lotto, do it now, do it this morning. You mentioned one record-breaking winner.
Yes.
Have there been other winners that have kind of stood out?
So you mentioned Germany now. So we had a lot of winners this year, and most of them have been on the German lotto.
Really?
So the German lotto is definitely something to bet on. Most of them matched 5 numbers, so we're still waiting for the South African to match 6 numbers. But so a lot of winners, and we make it very, very personal. I've phoned the winner personally, get all the necessary documentations, and then some of them get paid out between 4 to 6 hours receiving those documents.
That must be the best phone call that you have ever received in your life. How do we bet on Lotto Land? What does that process entail? And do you have a favorite lottery that you've got a feeling, a good vibe about?
So, first of all, to register, it's very easy. You can go to lottoland.co.za. Then you can register with your South African ID. You have to be 18 years or older.
Understandably,
and then you can bet on any lotto or any sport. So my favorite is the German lotto because of all the winners. But I would definitely try the big one. So the US Mega Millions, US Powerball, those are the boys to hunt. The US Powerball last week was standing at 10 billion rand. So that's a nice dream. So I will hunt for those.
You could literally change the GDP of the country with a win. This is amazing. I think at its heart, and something that you must never forget, is that you are changing people's lives in the most beautiful and radical way. So keep it up. Thank you so much. Good luck for the next year ahead. Good luck to you at home. You have an opportunity, as we have said, to literally change your life. And it's not some far-flung idea. It's there right in front of you. Impossible is nothing. In fact, it is simple in this case. So Latte is obviously a licensed bookmaker with the Western Cape Gambling and Racing Board, and we have to stress no persons under the age of 18 are permitted to gamble. Winners do know when to stop. And the National Response in Gambling toll-free counselling line is 0800 006 008, or you can WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710. Marika, thank you so much. I hope one day that I get that call from you, just that one amazing call. You go out there now, take a chance. Who knows, your life could change forever.
Well, I'm still dreaming. 1.9 billion euros that lady won, but then 10 billion that's on offer right now. I mean,
wow. Guys, no, I'm not even joking. My left hand is itching right now.
Is it happening?
Yeah.
Are you going to go for it?
Clunker. It means I'm winning money.
That's we've all dreamt and played out the scenarios about the day that we win the lotto. But what would you actually do if you did?
Time to find out another round of Would You Rather. So, boys, I'm going to put the scenario to you guys.
All right.
Boys, also to you, Mzansi. You win 70 million rand in the lotto, but you have two payout options. Would you rather, listen carefully, A, take the 70 million rand lump sum, but it's heavily taxed, so probably 25%, you're left with about 50 million rand, which I mean is still a lot of money. Or B, take monthly installments over a few years.
Sure.
So that is the scenario for you.
Okay, go for it, Tabiso, go for it.
I would take the 70 million rand lump sum. You can heavily tax it. I'll find other ways of reinvesting it so that it makes up for the tax that you've taken, that the state's taken. But I want to see it all in my lounge, on the floor.
You want to
see money
jump into it.
I want to lay on
Richie
it
Rich, basically.
for a week like this.
Is that the first thing you do? You just lay it out and...
And scream, obviously. And lay on it while I scream.
Oh, yeah?
Hey! Hey!
Hey. Okay, Mr. AC, what would you do?
Okay, so my answer is very similar to Tabiso's because I just would make a calculation to see if the tax outweighs the amount of interest I could get on the remaining sum.
Yeah.
And if that interest I can get in the remaining sum is going to outweigh what the installments would be, then I'd have to take the lump sum and then work with my own sort of ways to actually get the interest rates up. Yeah. So I would take the lump. Actually, somebody did tell me, somebody who I chatted to about winning this lotto, he said, don't touch it for 6 months. You have to make a plan and also start a foundation of some sort so you can do some good with it because there's something about, you know, all of the therapies around winning a lot of money.
Yes.
A part of it is you want to make sure you enrich your soul. So I'd start a foundation straight up. That's actually what I would do with the money to make sure that it's always contributing to the community and obviously just making sure that my debt is resolved.
But this after screaming and laying on top of it at least, right?
I might go, hey, but that's about it.
Here's the thing, the two of you actually thought this in depth. You went to foundation. I also feel like the person who got advice from watched Squid Game and leave the money over there. Okay, let's see what everyone on social media is saying because we obviously asked everyone as well.
Yeah.
So Melissa Willard said, get a financial advisor. He can do the maths. Ha ha ha. Ha ha.
And then Angela Kobile is saying, I would definitely take B so that my son and I will be sorted for a very long time.
And then Jan Olin says, A, I want to spend and invest my own money. B sounds the safe way, but you don't know for how many years you will get the money, and most of the time your money is invested in some places and you will only get the money you're owed and not the interest that came from it. Oh, Jan, you've thought about that. You've thought about that. Very interesting.
There we go. I mean, I hope we gave you a couple of tidbits. If you do win, remember that Tabiso, Jamie Lee, and I are your family.
And we love you.
And we love you so much.
and we will help you spend the money.
Yes, we are
because
here
it
for
can be confusing and overwhelming when you don't know what to do with that kind of money. But if you haven't won the lottery, then don't call us. No, if you haven't won the lottery but still dream of doing great things, then speak to a team of bankers. They really do know they're the people to go to. They want to take your money seriously. That's Nedbank bankers, and they will help you build a savings or an investment portfolio or both that suits your needs. And you can get all of that information on nedbank.co.za, whether you win or not, actually.
Indulge your desires. Be swept away by the fragrance of dissent. Take the plunge into impulsive spending until you find yourself deeper and deeper, drowning in debt. In this world of temptation, do you want a bank that takes your money, or a bank that takes your money seriously?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic.
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso. You're live on S3 and we're back in the kitchen, and fun in the sun for the day at the park always calls for an ice cream break. Aspiring chef and foodie Latte has got that sorted out with a Clover Classic Eat and Mess ice cream, the ultimate fun way to enjoy ice cream again, and you have to enjoy it. Latte, I saw you a little earlier in our kitchen and I got so excited that I really wanted to cook with you. I really did. Because there's never been a time in my life where the chef is the same size as me in the kitchen. Never. Oh, I'm so excited.
That's so cute.
I know, thank you. Right? So, chef, I know you've got a great cookbook out as well, and I really want one. I'm gonna go and buy one. I will, and I need to get it signed by you, but Eat and Mess, that's such a fun thing to make, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're gonna take me through the steps. I need some help here, because you need to guide me. Okay, are you ready?
So first, we need to chop up our berries.
All right, berry chopping. I can do berry chopping.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, apparently I'm very good.
Very, very good.
That's right. So, can I use this? So I'm going to chop. So what type of chop do you want, chef? Just a nice...
Just a cubing would be fine.
A cubing? Mm-hmm. I'm going to try my best, okay? I can't promise anything. And while I chop, what are you going to do? What's our next step after that?
Then we need to combine our whipped cream and classic Clover vanilla custard.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to combine that.
Yes.
And you're going to do it. So when you whip it in, are you going to do it sort of like are you going to swirl it around a bit with your whisk?
Simple folding.
Simple folding?
Yes.
That is so cool. Okay, let's do that. Simple folding. So with your cookbook, I just wanted to make sure that I know, you know, can I get it somewhere? I just want to make sure I know where to get it. I'm not asking for a free one, but I just think that it'll be very cool to have one. I'm just asking for a friend. That friend is me. So I just wanted to know. So where can I get it?
My parents.
Your parents,
would
okay.
be glad.
Really, to help me
sell
out?
it to you.
Really? To sell it to me?
Yes.
That's cool. Okay, I mean, I may have a couple of pennies in my pocket, so I'm going to try my best. I'm going to get a cookbook from the Latte. It's going to be so much fun. Oh, did you hear the story about the Eton mess?
Oh, yes, I did.
How cool is that? Okay, so if you haven't heard the story about the Eton mess, this is it's a beautiful sort of dessert, okay? Now, it wasn't always the way it was, right? It started off with, in the 1920s, there was this Eton College, they had this cricket game, and there was this, like, pavlova that was in sort of the bag. But then a Labrador came over and went, ruff, and then squished it, and then it made a mess. And they were like, what? Eton College and a mess? Eton mess, boom. And it was made. How cool is that? And just to let you know that Clover Classic Custard, the one that you use and you are folding in, is versatile to use with various desserts, and it can be enjoyed on its own for that timeless taste. It is the hero ingredient in our Eton mess today. As you can see, to give that creamy custard flavor, it is so beautiful. Okay, how was the folding? Is it doing well?
Going great.
Going great. So my cubing is what do you think so far? Am I doing well?
Gorgeous. You are a pro at this.
Am I a pro at this?
Yes.
Goodness, I was hoping that I would impress you. So that's all I wanted to do is impress you. So I'm going to keep on chopping. What is our next step, chef?
Then we need to cut up the meringues and then put this into a freezer-safe bowl.
Freezer-safe. Okay, we're going to use this one over here, right? That's going to be fun. Also, the meringues need to be crushed. Now, like the story, do we need a Labrador?
No.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. Just to make sure because that's the story about how it was created, and that's cool. So now the berries are in. So we're going to pop that in first, and you're going to go for it. Now, Leslie, you are such a pro, and I can tell that you've got such a great future. Like, I want you to be on one of our culinary hotline blings one day. Yeah. I think it'll be so cool. Chef Clem will love working with you in the kitchen. He'll probably love working with you more than me. I know, he's been waiting to say it, and I think he's been waiting for a replacement for a long time, and this could be it right now. So you could be that person. I think it'll be fun. Okay, so what are you doing here? You're doing like a swirling action there.
Yes.
That's awesome.
It's all about the aesthetics.
What? At this time of the morning, I can't even spell aesthetics. That is great. Aesthetics. Don't forget, aesthetics is very, very important. Your parents must be so proud of you, and they obviously support your journey all the way through, right?
Yes.
And what about any other young chefs that are watching you right now saying, I'd love to be like Naledi? What would you like to say to them to get themselves started in the kitchen?
I'd say that once you have grown old enough, you should chase your dreams and cook.
Yes.
And learn recipes.
Yes.
Because you're never going to get anywhere if you don't try. No matter how much you fail, cook. I'm telling you, it'll take you there.
Woo! Yes! I am inspired. I'm going to testify. Amen. Woo! That was great. It was really great. Okay, so where do my berries go? I just want to make sure that we finish this off and get all fun, because we're going to do a bit of the meringue cracking through it. So where do the berries go?
So once we finish chopping up the berries,
yes,
we put them in a bowl.
All right.
And pour sugar and lemon over them.
Oh, really? Okay,
yes.
Well, I've actually done this first, so I did it the other way around. So while I do that, we have got this cool recap that we have actually shot earlier. I tried to do it, but they said the proper chefs need to do it. So we're going to recap for you. And remember what Naledi said, if you're an aspiring chef and you want to give it a shot, why not? It doesn't matter how many times you fail, as long as you cook, you will go somewhere and you'll chase your dreams. So let's chase this recap for you with our Clover Classic recipe.
Made with love by Clover.
Mmm, beautiful. I'm sorry we're forcing you out of the kitchen.
You were there. Charging
you were so
towards
close,
the
man.
kitchen for the Eton mess.
Oh, it looks beautiful. Latte, we love you, man. Dropping bombs. You have a time to drop another, in fact, an exclusive.
Yes, we've got an exclusive here for you on Expresso here this morning. So get closer to the TV. Do it. Get as close as Graham and I to our TV here. Get ready for some open road feels. We debut the brand new music video of 17-year-old singer-songwriter Von Prangley.
Yep, it's his latest single. This one's going to hit you right in the feels. It's titled Call Our Own.
Get closer.
Close, close, close. As close as you can. Oh, he shaved his hair for this.
Let's begin. Plain old company, places I wish I'd been. It's a mad world with these roads we call our home. It's a mad world, but we'll make it our own. Say goodbye. Pack the bags, let us go. Never a need to ask why. It's a mad world with these roads we call our home. It's a mad world, but we'll make it our own.
Wow, man.
Hey, a maturity of sound that belies the 17 years. I just, the whole time I'm thinking, why isn't he driving? Because you can't get...
He's sitting in the back seat without a license. Well, that song does, and the music video certainly feels like a long summertime drop top, long drive.
How good does it feel watching your music video playing out on national TV?
It's amazing. I'm just like standing here in awe. I can't believe it.
We are in awe of you, my friend, and this young man is not going anywhere. Of course, that is available for download, and he is going to be sticking around for another live performance just for you, well, for us as well, but mainly for you guys at home, so don't move a muscle.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's an unspoken truth inherently understood by all women. There is one person who we share a great and strong bond with, and that is our hairdresser. Now, they are fairy godmothers. They forever clad in chic all-black attire. Those magical scissors really is like a magic wand, and granting our wishes and making us look and feel gorgeous. The Style and Color Trophy is known by hair pros as the most important and longest-running competition in the world, and each year it's an opportunity for hairstylists from every walk of life to showcase their work, show off innovative techniques, and discover new trends and styles. Now, this morning, we welcome the well-deserved winner for 2021, Shalene Shea. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
You know what? I'm good, but congratulations. What an incredible title to have won.
Thank you. It's really amazing. And what's even more wonderful is we took first and second place.
Oh,
so as a salon, it's been an amazing experience for us.
That is incredible. Congratulations on first and second place. Now, the Style and Color Trophy competition, it allows hairstylists to become recognized and inspired amongst the best of the best from over 40 countries. What does winning this year's competition mean to you?
So I think for us, it was the journey that we did so much education. We pushed ourselves, we evolved ourselves straight out the box and into trying to do something completely different and new, which was the challenge, but was an amazing challenge for us, and we really did do it well.
And that is important. It's all about the journey, and I love that you highlighted that. Now, Shalene, what was the highlight for you from this entire competition, and what was it like competing?
So it was a really tough competition. There were stylists who were absolutely amazing in what they were doing, and it was tough also because of the time constraint. We don't have a time constraint when we work in salon. Although it was very well organized and well executed and amazing to be watching the world do the same competition at the same time, and huge inspiration from that.
And doesn't that just make you feel great? I think, you know, so often as South Africans, we always think we are so far behind, but to be able to compete on a global level, it's kind of a nod on the like a tap on the shoulder to say, you know what, we are on par with the internationals.
It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And our work in South Africa truly is on par with internationals.
Shalene, I know it was not easy to say the least, especially the top 3 finalists. Why do you think you stood out from the rest?
I think that my 36 years of experience makes a huge difference. My understanding of the brand and the communication that we work so promising, delivering on what I promised. Did a massive consultation with the client, worked out where we could go wrong, where we couldn't go wrong, and communication is key in delivering a hair color. That was the secret for me.
And it's a beautiful secret. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Now, I'm pretty sure many South Africans would love to work with you and have you work on their precious locks. How can they get in touch with you?
Our phone number would be 011-786-2976. And there's my personal Instagram account at Shalene Sher, and our salon Instagram account at Tanaz HBN. And we're a salon of balayage stylists, so we're looking forward to meeting anybody who's looking to refresh their colors.
I'm pretty sure there are quite a few people, especially with the festive season ahead of us. Now, my last question for you is, what are your plans for the future now that the doors have been swung wide open for you?
So I think it's quite ironic that the world's doors have been swung wide open as we're coming out of COVID, people are getting vaccinated. And what's been amazing for me in watching my client base in the world with COVID is people became so much more orientated around naturalness, clients growing out grey, and blondes anybody going with a much more natural colour. And the secret to natural colour is balayaged hair. So the world is our oyster at the moment for all stylists globally.
Oh, well, listen, balayage, balayage, balayage. There, you've said it, and congratulations once again, and all the best with what the future holds.
Thank you so much.
Australian hairstylist Tabitha Coffee put it best: being a hairdresser is about more than just hair. It's about making personal connections with your clients. It's an industry that helps you grow as a person, as an artist, and with some blood, sweat, and tears, a thriving business professional. Shalene, this is what we wish for you and every other incredible stylist out there. You guys rock our walls, and we wouldn't be the same without you.
Thank you so much, Zoe, for that chat. Now, from caring for our hair to caring for our homes with the best of the best, I think now more than ever, it's so important to make sure that your cleaning products do a good job. Not just the cleaning, but for the planet too. Now, we have Fakhri Amardeen, household and cleaning product developer at Woolworths, as well as our bestie in the kitchen, Chef Clem. And they're both in the kitchen to tell us more about Woolies' earth-friendly range that works just as hard as traditional cleaning agents and is better for the earth. And I can hear everyone out there say, yeah, we needed that. So good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Chef Clem, you are smiling from ear to ear, obviously so excited about this. It smells amazing. It smells like heaven in here.
It's not the food.
It is a little bit of the food as well.
But literally all of this. It is, I can't even get into it yet because Fakhri, the job that your team have done to put this range together, as a chef, we talk about sustainability all the time and it's ingrained in the Woolworths philosophy. And then to carry it through to the homemade products that are actually using a kitchen, that's completing the circle.
Fakhri, you are ticking off all the boxes, but tell us where this journey started. What inspired the earth-friendly care range?
So the range has been around for quite a long time, longer than maybe some of us have even been on TV. It's more than 10 years, 12 years almost already in existence. And obviously with technology and Woolworths' consciousness and belief in always wanting to do the right thing, and especially for the environment, we know that's what Woolies does with our good business journey, but also it's just inherently ingrained in what we do. So we've made sure that we've taken all the harsh chemicals traditionally found within a cleaning and laundry range, and we've taken all of that out. So all the harsh parabens, chemicals, sulfates, phosphates, as well as the dyes, which is not really necessary. That's why you can see everything is transparent, because that's our position.
Transparent by nature.
Absolutely.
I love that.
I like that, actually. We might use that. Thank you, Clem.
Okay, don't worry about it.
Send your red card.
Send your red card. Because we spoke about this, and times have really changed. When you come up with such a beautiful, and the key word for the day is aesthetic range, it's actually quite a thing to actually have your products displayed in your kitchen, and it also then shows I'm earth friendly, you know.
Yeah.
And these products are phenomenal, and I'm not just saying so. As a chef, I cook constantly in studio, at home, and we started adapting from the product from the friendly to the earth-friendly range in studio.
Yeah.
It's actually those are the dishwashing pods we use, or the surface cleaners we use, the wipes we use, and it's all about that feel good. You know, we're doing good, we're doing better, we're improving.
Absolutely.
And it's just phenomenal. The fact that you've got plant-based in your cloths, in your wipes, and then actual essence from natural things that we know, as in grapefruit, lemongrass, in your products, it is just mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Nature Boy would be smiling right now. I'm sure he's watching and be like, oh my word, I should be there right now. But here's the thing, a lot of people feel like when you're environment friendly, you're going to then skip on killing all the bacteria, which is not the truth when it comes to this range, right?
Definitely not, definitely not. And I can commit to that 100%. We've taken out all the harsh ingredients, but replaced them with naturally derived ingredients that work just as hard. And when I say just as hard, harder than what we're doing right now. Because this is not work. But these products definitely do it. And just because we replace them doesn't mean that we replace them with the substandard. The harsh ingredients can do the job, but so can the naturally derived ones do just as hard. They work just as good, and they smell just as great. We've taken out the plant-based. All of the entire formulation is plant-based. It's bio-based, so it's ready to be decomposed back into the environment as well. And as well as amazing things like these cloths and these beautiful wipes that we've got over here. These are all plant fiber-based as well, so there's absolutely no plastic in
It's
them as well.
plant fiber. And
100%, and 99 kills 99% of germs, so also antibacterial for those with the antibacterial formulation. And that's so topical, we know that, and especially all your surfaces in your kitchen, which can get a bit messy, as we know, when you have in the kitchen.
Can I give you an example?
Please do.
So you had a good example. You said since COVID, all been cooking. And some people, maybe not as well as others, so we tend to burn things.
Oh, yes.
And sometimes when we do a recipe test for the show, we do burn things, you know, to see what worst case scenario.
Do you let the viewers know that? Because I think that's quite important, because you do it all seamlessly here.
I'm telling you, behind the scenes now, we do it. We test our recipes.
There's a secret. There's a secret right now.
Yeah, there is a secret. And there's a secret to how you actually clean up all that mess. Obsessed with these pre-soaked pods. If you've had an accident in the kitchen, like we intentionally did, all you have to do, I mean, instead of scrubbing, and the thing about scrubbing, yes, you might get rid of the dirt. What you're actually not doing is damaging your cookware as well. So these little pre-soaked pods, it's as simple as dropping it in and adding hot water to it. And you come back a few minutes later, and it just lifts absolutely everything. You won't believe, like, the heartache as a chef or someone that loves cooking when you see someone taking that scourer brush to a non-stick pan or to something that's been in the oven for too long. It is horrible. I'm telling you, get these now. These are absolutely amazing. You're going to save your cookware for years and generations. These are absolutely amazing. And obviously the surface wipes, we have very fancy marble tops, and the fact that you can't just use anything on them, and you've got the exact product for it. And again, using your earth-friendly, plant-based cloths, it's amazing. It just makes your kitchen pop, makes it look beautiful. Display. You know what? Go get that stand and display your range like that at home.
No, 100%.
That's what you should do.
It's all about the aesthetic. People need to know that you are using earth-friendly care range.
They must know.
Well. You obviously spend 99% of your time in the kitchen, so you obviously know what you're speaking about. Just off the top of your head, is that your favorite product?
The pre-soaked pods, the microfiber cloths, and the wipes, absolutely. Then I've also fallen in love with the laundry detergent. You've got the fragrance-free one that's there. The other one, I think it's bergamot that's in there.
Bergamot.
It is beautiful, and it's what I do is wash the laundry. I don't even put it outside. On the clothes dry inside, because your home smells like the most amazing hotel
ever. And those are natural fragrances?
Natural
because
fragrances.
we don't use synthetic fragrances in the range.
Your home smells beautiful, and it's grey water safe.
And these cloths you've mentioned, they're multi-purpose cloths. These sell for $39.99, so it's 5 cloths for $39.99, because saving the environment doesn't need to cost you the earth.
Good for the kitchen,
you heard it
good
first.
for the home. Chef Clem, I actually only said say one thing, but obviously, as you can see, you said so many things. For you at home, though, you can get your hands on these amazing earth-friendly cleaning products. Hop on over to your nearest Woolies, and you can be inspired by the earth. Simple as CBD should be.
All right, so welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're live at S3. This is Expresso. And we have to express ourselves in the kitchen as well. Now, sometimes singers can also jump in. Now that our kitchen is smelling good, it's sparkling, it's clean, our performer, a 17-year-old, even though he looks 25, Vaughan Prangley, I'm kidding, has said that he is no whiz in the kitchen, but he did confess to us that he can make a mean sandwich. So you got to put it to the test,
12
bro.
o'clock at night.
12 o'clock at night. So this is
no one will judge you.
Perfect. 12 o'clock at night, 17-year-old, you're going to do a club sandwich.
Yeah, okay, we're going to try.
Okay, cool. I'm going to be ready. So this is, it's all yours. I'm going to just watch and you need to just take me through the steps.
Okay, so we're going to grab some...
Oh, by the way, I didn't mention, with each ingredient, you must sing a song that would be appropriate to each ingredient. I forgot to tell you about that. Sorry, man. Let's go.
So we're going to start with mayo.
Mayo.
So I'm going to go May.
Yes.
You're going to go yo.
Perfect.
So, May!
Yo!
May!
May! May!
That's
perfect. You know what? It's a song... Hey, that's in my head. It's that song there that you did earlier.
Green Eyes.
It was crazy.
Let's move this over here.
You know, a little earlier, you had this music video, which was absolutely beautiful. And apparently there's like a good story behind the song. So I think while you're making the sandwich, a good talking point is the meaning behind that track that we saw, because we loved it.
Well, it's all about lettuce. And
lettuce.
Tomatoes. I'm joking.
Well done. Almost got it. It's not going to work for me, though, but you continue, yeah?
All right, so Caller Own is about... Oh, wait, I've got to continue making.
Yes, you have to. You have to multitask, bro.
Multitask. Okay, cool.
Quick kitchen vibes. Let's go.
Caller Own is about breaking free from routinic everyday life.
Okay.
That we all get stuck in. You know, we go to work and then come back home and eat dinner and you go to sleep. So it's about breaking away from that and living life the way you want to, you know?
Yes.
And calling it your own and adding your own color to life.
Kind of like making a sandwich. You're adding your own colors to it, your own ingredients, and then, you know, life needs to be your own sandwich. And that's like the connection to it, actually, that you're trying to... I feel like you're bringing it in.
It's going to make me cry.
I know, right? Because I think, like, your life is a club sandwich.
I agree with you.
And the thing is, it's about how things just club together that really makes the meaning and the material of life, if you think about it.
You're very smart.
You know, I just thought that's what you wanted to say. I could feel that from you.
You're making me crazy.
Thank you. You see, this is great, man. We're going ham here, which is wonderful. So
that's amazing. Okay.
By the way, I know that your manager a little earlier said that you need to add some sort of lettuce pun. She said that you have to say, "Let us be done with it once you're finished."
Guess
so
I'll have to
you have to add
let
that
us
in.
know.
There we go. That's important. You have to add that in. Just want to say, that's what your manager told me.
Right.
Now you've got this. Look here, you got a double stack over there, which is this is. I don't even know how you're gonna get this in your mouth, but it's fine.
I didn't know that these were in the sandwich.
Did you not know?
I didn't.
All
actually,
right.
But
So do you call those gherkins or pickles?
I mean, it depends what mood I'm in.
So what song would go well with that ingredient? I'm just asking for a friend.
What song?
Yeah. Yes, it's a good song with a gherkin.
I think so. What if?
Yes.
What if I said gherkin?
Yeah.
Like I'm going to sing it.
Yes.
And then you're going to try. Can you sing?
I can try. I can attempt. Yeah, go for it.
So I'm going to go gherkin, and then you got to.
We'll be twerking.
That's beautiful.
Woo! Thank you.
Yes.
That works, eh?
Gherkin.
Yes, gherkin and twerking.
Now you.
Now we made it awkward. I love it. Great. All right, so so we got that on. The gherkin's doing its thing.
Right.
You've got lettuce on there. You've got a bit of bacon that you were shaking. You got the ham that you were making. You got the tomato that you won't be faking, and then you got the beautiful mayo that you went ayo. So that's cool. Now you're going to put on cheese for the stees. I'm just asking. I'm just saying. This is part of the mix here. You are a musician. I want to make sure that music.
I think that
I don't know
was supposed to go there.
I feel like you just plonk it on top because you
just
did
all of it.
You literally plunked it. I love it. That's how you cook. That's how you cook at 12 o'clock at night. That's how you cook, bro.
And you feel so guilty when you go.
Don't forget to plate it. I put a nice plate over there. I got that just for you.
With the fake mayonnaise.
Yes, that's it. Are you ready for this? This is a Vaughan Prangley club sandwich.
There you go.
A la Expresso, your feel-good breakfast show. I want you to try this at home. Believe it or not, Vaughan has told me about all the ingredients ahead of time, and I have actually placed them on our beautiful website, which is expressoshow.com. So please go grab the recipe and make sure that while you're making it, that you have to make sure that everything is connected. So let us Go to news. Here's Tabiso. You're welcome.
Looks so delicious. Thank you, guys. At 8 o'clock, time for us to take a final look at the news headlines. Starting off with our national news, South Africa's health products regulator, SAHPRA, has withheld approval for Russia's Sputnik V COVID vaccine due to concerns that it could increase the risk of HIV infection among men. The decision was based on 2 earlier studies that tested the safety of a modified form contained in the Russian jab. Now, the Gamaleya Institute, which developed the Sputnik V, said it would produce information to show that SAHPRA's concerns were completely unfounded. UNAIDS says that South Africa has about 7.8 million cases of HIV in its population of some 60 million. Staying with South African news, the airports company AXA has shown a loss of 2.6 billion rand in revenue over the past year. This is against the profit of 1.2 billion rand in the previous financial year. The company says that the poor performance is a reflection of the impact that COVID-19 has had on the tourism and aviation industry. CEO Mpumi Mpofu said that there was about a 78% drop in the number of passengers at the airport. The number of passengers dropped from nearly 21.5 million to 4.6 million. In international news, the authorities in Senegal have made the largest ever cocaine bust in the West African nation's history. The Navy said that in a statement that 2,026 kilograms of cocaine was discovered on a ship during an operation with the French Air Force. Now, the ship boarded 363 kilometers off Senegal's coast, had 5 crew members aboard, and West Africa has certainly become a transit point for shipment of drugs between South America and Europe. In January, authorities in neighboring countries, Gambia, seized nearly 3 tons of cocaine from a shipment of industrial salt from Ecuador. In Britain yesterday said it was monitoring a sub-variant of the Delta strain of the coronavirus, which has been seen in a growing number of cases. Prime Minister Boris Johnson said the government was keeping a close eye on the AY 4.2 variant, but said that there was no evidence that it spread more easily. Overall, infection rates in Britain remain stubbornly high, despite high rates of vaccination. And on Monday, some 50,000 new cases of COVID-19 were recorded. The rise has been attributed to high numbers of infections among school children. And next, meet the Einstein of our time. The Da Vinci Institute for Technology Management, based in Johannesburg, is to bestow the Da Vinci Laureate Social Architecture on 9-year-old Professor Soborno Isaac Barry. Now, the child prodigy, who focuses on helping the current generation of students understand the thrilling sides of mathematics and science, is an Asian American author and the world's youngest professor. Even at the age of 3, Soborno could solve PhD-level questions, and it's true, it's a fact. Nicknamed the Einstein of our time, Barry was only 7 years old when he received his first salary from Mumbai University in India as a guest professor. Nicknamed the Einstein of our time, Barry, in 2016, at the age of 4, received a letter of recognition from then US President Barack Obama for his accomplishments in maths and science. And in 2020, January, Barry received the Global Child Prodigy Award. He also has a YouTube channel. It's called the Barry Science Lab, where he solves maths problems, and some 400 subscribers tune in onto that channel. Now, the Da Vinci Institute will also honor well-known South African playwright John Kani, and in the past they've honored the likes of Public Protector Thuli Madonsela, as well as Dr. Imtiaz Suleiman of The Gift of the Givers. That's an inspiring story, young people charging on. That's where we leave it for this morning. Here's Graham with a final look at what's happening in sports.
Thanks so much, Tabzi. Let's kick it off with rugby. Salman Murat has earned his first Springbok call-up in a squad of 32 players that have been named by Springbok coach Jacques Nienaber. That's for the outgoing tour to the United Kingdom in November. So Murat is the only newcomer in Nienaber's squad that featured in the Lions Series and Rugby Championship. The only other uncapped player in the squad at this stage is scrum half Grant Williams, who of course travelled to Australia with the Boks for the Rugby Championship. And the main injury-enforced omissions from the squad are Faf de Klerk, sadly Cheslin Colby still with that leg injury, Frans Malherbe and Argia Snyman. The Boks will play 3 test matches on tour, firstly against Wales on the 6th of November, then Scotland on the 13th, and then we round it off with England on the 20th of November. Then on to local cricket. The Titans were the first team to book their spot in the final 4 of the CSA T20 knockouts. The Pretoria-based side claiming a 54-run win over Southwestern District in the first quarter-final. SWD, they won the toss and elected to field first. Donovan Ferreira, he top scored with 55 to help his team post a massive 192 for 5. Then Aaron Pangiso followed that up with the ball, taking 2 wickets to dismiss SWD for just 138. Then in the other quarter-final, we saw the Knights beating Western Province by 4 runs in a very high-scoring match. Riley Rousseau smashing 112 as his side posted 223 for the loss of just 3. In response, Wayne Parnell was in fine form, leading from the front with an unbeaten 80, but it wasn't enough to see his team over the line in the end. Then, with a 5-goal thriller in Madrid setting the tone for our UEFA Champions League action this week, we turn to tonight's lineup. Man United, they'll be looking to bounce back from their 4-2 loss against Leicester over the weekend. That's when they host Atalanta in the Champions League tonight. United are 3rd in their group, and they are level on points with second-placed Villarreal, with the Italian side now top of the group. Then Chelsea will be favourites in their match against Swedish side Malmo, and then Barcelona will be hoping to build some momentum ahead of the all-important El Clasico. And that's as they host Dynamo Kiev. Then we've got German giants Bayern Munich facing a potentially tricky assignment up against Portuguese outfit Benfica. And then finally, on to tennis. Players who have not been vaccinated against COVID-19 are unlikely to be allowed into the country for the Australian Open early next year. So that's according to Victoria Premier Daniel Andrews. And the state has now introduced a vaccination mandate for professional athletes and could result in defending men's champion Novak Djokovic not making the trip. Djokovic has declined to reveal his vaccination status on numerous occasions now. That Grand Slam event is due to start early next year on the 17th of January, obviously in Melbourne. Well, that's a wrap of your sport for this Wednesday morning. Let's get one last global perspective on our weather and then, of course, take in the temperatures for today here in SA.
Thank you so much, Gia. I'll start with some international news. A drone operator has received permission from Spanish authorities to rescue 4 dogs that were trapped in a yard on the island of La Palma after the recent volcanic eruption. The 4 dogs have been trapped for several weeks. The island is almost completely covered with volcanic ash spewed by the Cumbre Vieja volcano. The drone operator has been feeding the dogs for some time by dropping food from his drone. The dogs have so far not been able to be rescued because helicopters are not allowed in the area due to the volcanic activities. However, the operator plans to capture the dogs in a net and then fly them over a river of lava with a drone to safety. Now, scientists have not been able to determine how long the volcanic eruptions will last, and we do hope these precious pooches are transported to safety soon. Now, back on our own shores, we turn our gaze to the skies as we take a look at the sunrise photos submitted via the Expresso Facebook page. Nancy Govender from Pennington started us off this morning, who captured this shot as the sun rises. Absolutely stunning. Akila Noor from Cape Town also shared this red-hued morning shot overlooking the hills in her area. At 7 a.m., Kerry Chislett from Asahai in KZN shared this stunningly picturesque shot of a rainbow cast over the area. Beautiful, beautiful. We love seeing it. And then last but definitely not least, Ntokozo Theo Makatini from Johannesburg captured this beautiful shot of the sky scattered with clouds and the sun rays cast across the sky. We love seeing it. We absolutely love seeing how you start your day. But right now, here is a final look at the temperatures in your parts of the country. For you, Polokwane, do expect a low of 9 that will peak at 23. If you find yourself in Umbombela, do expect a range of 11 to 25. For you, Pretoria, your minimum is 12 with a maximum of 24, as well as Johannesburg can be seen with a range of 12 to 23. Mahikeng, 14, 26. Klerksdorp, for you, it is 13, 28. Kimberley as well can be seen with a range of 16 to 30, as well as Bloemfontein, partly cloudy conditions ranging from 10 to 27. For you, Richards Bay, it is a low of 16 and a high of 24, as well as Pietermaritzburg, sunshine coming your way with a low of 11 and a high of 26. South Africa's Playground, Durban, for you, it is 15, 22, Mthatha 11, 29, as well as East London ranging from 15 to 24. Cradock 11, 33, Gqeberha Tshega for you, it is 15.22, as well as George can be seen with a minimum of 13 and a maximum of 23. The mother city, Cape Town, do expect a range of 15 to 25. Worcester for you, it is 17.35. Sutherland, 12.28, but thunder showers are expected for you today, Sutherland, as well as Uppington, with a range of 19 to 32. Well, that is where I leave your weather here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
So, Carl, are you all twerked out now after that sandwich? I mean, you've been twerking over here.
With a gherkin.
Over there, twerking over a gherkin. I mean, wow, what a treat.
Yeah, it was
What
a
a
treat.
treat.
And I mean, Vaughan can definitely make a mean club sandwich. But of course, I want to actually focus on your kids. What's the best meal your kids have ever made you? And we wanted to find that out on the Expresso Facebook page. So let's go on to Shireen Abrams, who posted this. Good morning to the team. Happy Wednesday. My daughter makes the most delicious pancakes and loves to be creative in the kitchen. She can also make milk tart and peppermint fridge tart, as she loves making the desserts. Have a super day. Lots of love. Wow, if your daughter ever needs a babysitter.
That looks so good. Please tell us how old she is, Shireen, because I'm looking for someone to help me out, like with desserts when I host my friends. And obviously she'll become my friend. Nosipo Sikosana says, burnt... Wait, let's try.
Say it!
Burnt toasted waffles. But my baby was proud of herself, hence I appreciated them. Oh man, I love that. It's the thought that counts.
Yeah,
really,
maybe you can say it's infused with activated charcoal. it's healthy that way.
Charged, not burnt, charged. Come on.
But okay, please continue commenting. We'd love to see it on the Expresso Facebook page. What's the best meal your kids have ever made you? We'd love to see it, and of course, see the comments too.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show and another installment of the Culinary Hotline Bling. Ting, ting, ting. We are joined by one of our favorite chefs, Chef Clem, who messes things up every now and then when he drops utensils into pots sometimes. Now, if you have any questions for Chef Clem, including why do you drop things in the kitchen, please call us right now on this beautiful telephone, 021 110 555 2. Now, one of our viewers who had a culinary conundrum and called Clem on his hotline joins us in studio this morning, and this could be you as well. Please welcome Jocelyn Holland! Woo! Yes, okay. Hello there, Auntie Joss.
Hello, my dear.
I am so happy to have you. You look wonderful. You look ready to cook.
Thank you so much.
So now you can do this live. Instead of calling me on the phone, you're right here, and Chef Clem is right there. I'm going to apologize. He drops things sometimes, as you can see. But what was your conundrum? And maybe you can pitch it to Chef Clem right now so we can get it sorted.
Yes, Chef. Whenever I make half moons, it seems ready and done. When I take it out of the pot or the saucepan, when my family have a bite on it, it seems to be raw. The dough is still raw. What am I doing wrong, my dear?
Even the way that it was asked.
Right?
I love it. I love it. Okay.
Beautiful.
So we're gonna make two versions of it. The one is with the dough, and the other one is the absolute hack, which is amazing every single time, and it's using bread.
Okay. Oh.
So let's start on making that dough. So I was busy melting butter, and then the thing's butterfingers. It slipped out of my hand. Okay, sorry for the noise.
No,
so we're gonna start by making a roux. So a roux, very simple, is a fat and a flour cooked together, and we're gonna use butter this time, and then I'm gonna add some of the flour to it. So what's most important is when you add flour to your butter or to your fat, it's going to give you like a powdery consistency, which is understandable. But what you want to do is you want to cook that flouriness out. And all you have to do for that is just cook it for about, I'd like to say a minute, but it depends on how much flour you actually use. Okay. When you start smelling the flour, that's a good indication that that flouriness is cooked out of your roux. So give it a good mix. You can turn the heat up a little bit.
And this is why cooking is for all your senses, not just about taste and looks. You also have to use the senses. Smell,
you do.
Hearing sometimes as well with a certain sizzle. So that's great. And I love a roux. A roux starts things off. It actually gives everything such a great thickness to it.
Right.
So
absolutely.
it can actually sort of stay within the half moon. So you don't have something that's too loose. That's going to be sort of, you know, just like sort of tumbling around your dough, which is important to know. So the roux smells.
And it's getting there. I can smell it. The thing about a roux also, besides the fact that it adds body to your sauces or your stews, whatever you're using, it also becomes a vessel for flavor.
Yes.
And prawn's very delicate in flavor, but when you actually add it to the roux, it like just permeates through that roux, and you get that that quite signature seafoody flavor ends up in your roux. So, okay, we're in a good place. You can see it's quite a nice paste, and that's exactly what you want. You want it to be like that.
Oh,
so we're going to add some milk to it now, and we're going to cook out that roux. So my hack for when I use bread, because it works so well, especially if you're making, I've never met anybody that just makes 24 half moons. It's always something like 100, 150.
You must freeze.
You must
freeze. For later, there's always a family gathering somewhere.
Yeah.
Someone's always turning 60. And you have to have half moons ready, like, at all the time. So, like, if you are going to make it, don't just make, like, 12. You have to make at least about 100.
And make for the neighbor, make for everyone to share, make for us. Our address is, I'm just joking, but you can make it, you send it to us, please. So the bread one, also, you can, once you fill it, you can actually freeze, which I think is amazing. Okay, so what's going to happen is this is going to form a nice dough. I'm going to add more flour to it, and you're going to almost cook it like a choux pastry. So once it cooks, once it starts moving from the side, you know, in a good place, you must cool it down, okay? Cool it down slightly. It can still be warm, but you don't want to be trying to roll out a very hot dough. It's just going to break every single time. Okay, so let me show you what that dough looks like. Did I take all my dough? You know what? The team are so amazing. They've already rolled the dough.
Of course they will do that for you.
So this is the consistency, and you add water as well to get that perfect consistency. This, to make the dough. The dough is very simple. It's flour and it's water into a pot, a little bit of butter.
Yes.
And you just work it. And like I said, you get this beautiful, beautiful dough. And it's so simple to make. You can also make this dough, make a big batch, and it'll keep for years in the freezer.
I didn't know that.
In the freezer, which is absolutely amazing. So whenever you're in the half moon, when you get that craving, you know, when you get the half moon craving, it happens. You got the dough. So what I've done is I've rolled it out for you already. I'm busy working on that roux for the prawns. Okay, Carl.
Hello.
Can you just cut out some of the bread for me, please?
Okay. Do you want to cut the bread?
The bread?
What?
Cut out the rounds for me.
The rounds of the bread. Okay. You know what? This is something that I think anybody could pick up on, because that is just perfect. And that's it right there. And then that's a beautiful round. And as you can see, right there. And
so what I do is I like to I like to just take a rolling pin to get to spread them out a little bit so they become a little thinner, and then by doing that, creating a larger surface area. So
beautiful.
Prawns are in. You can decide how thin you want to make the sauce. I still want it to be a little pasty because, like you said earlier, Carl, you don't want it to be too loose where it just starts seeping through.
That's the thing, man. You actually want it to have some sort of consistency. So when you bite into it, the mouth feels actually good too. You don't want
absolutely.
I know I've tasted some half moons that are quite dry. And you'll taste them, and then it's almost like the ingredient falls out, and you don't want that to happen. You want it to stay, and I think this is the great way of doing it. What are you popping in there, Chef, very quickly?
So the aromatic is going for parsley. I'm going for some cayenne pepper, a little bit. You can add jalapenos to it because that's my favorite one, the prawn and jalapeno.
Oh, yes,
salt,
please.
pepper goes in. This is the filling. I'm going to make it so quick. I'm going to also ask you, Carl, while you cut out that round, can you cut out a round of the dough for me as well?
Got you covered. No problem. Round of the dough.
Round of the dough.
Done and dusted.
Okay.
How many rounds do you want?
Just one.
Chef?
We're good. We're
Just
good.
one. Good.
So this is the consistency of. I'm going to show it to the camera as well so they can all see it. This is the consistency of the paste that I like for the prawns. Okay?
That's brilliant.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Any looser than that, and it's going to start coming out of the seams, and you don't want that.
Yes,
so let me just see if I got a rolling pin. You know what you can do? If you can't find your rolling pin,
Yep.
we make a plan.
Indeed.
Plastic wrap. It's going to roll out a little bit. And then I'm going to pass it to you, Auntie Jocelyn. Auntie Jocelyn, I haven't got anything to do just yet. Okay. I'm going to give you a little bit. I'm going to ask you to do a little pinch technique for me.
This is exciting.
You don't want to overfill it as well because then you're going to end up breaking it. Yeah. So if you can just fold it into your half moon shape.
Oh, this is great, eh?
Do you know why I also asked Auntie Jocelyn to do it for me?
Why?
Because women tend to have colder fingertips than men.
Are you serious?
True story. That's why they make the best pastry chefs. Okay, so you're going to... If you do have an opening like that, what you do is, because the dough is quite pliable, you can actually just pinch. Oh, pinch. And it just seal everything in there.
And you see, now that's the half moon that I like. I like a good filled half moon.
Do you?
Yeah, no, because it's got to have that meatiness, that bite to it. Yes. Otherwise, I go back to the trestle table all the time, man.
But do you go or do you send someone else?
No, I go. I'm not too proud to beg. Like, I will go straight there, and I'll open. I'm the guy who opens the buffet. You know, when everybody's apprehensive.
Table one.
I'm that.
Your turn to go.
Exactly.
But Carl's at table 4.
Yes.
And then he just.
I don't. You see, because being a short guy, it's easy. I just go.
Oh, we got it.
My phone is ringing. I love it. Okay, excuse me. Here we go.
Okay.
Culinary hotline bling. Ting, ting, ting. Carl speaking. How can I help you?
Hello?
Hello.
I want to know from Mrs. Teacher. I want to know from Chef Clem that I have some puff pastry in my freezer and my oven is broken. So I want to know if I can put it in the microwave or fry it in the oil.
Okay, I got you.
Thank you so much. Chef Clem, got you. I'm going to put you on speaker.
So, puff pastry, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Because the microwave works, it kind of cooks the food from the inside out. Puff pastry can be cooked in the microwave, but it's very dependent on the strength of your microwave. And because puff pastry is such a delicate pastry, you don't want to... You want to play around with the microwave first to test it. So what we're going to actually do for you, I think we're going to do that experiment for you, one of the culinary hotlines, how to cook puff pastry in the microwave. It is temperamental. I wouldn't suggest it unless you really, like you said, you don't have an oven, so it's your only solution. So what I also suggest is you cook your puff pastry without any fillings, without anything on top. You'll cook just your pastry, and then you can build on top of your pastry.
Oh, lovely.
So I would suggest you play around with your microwave, keep it on this high setting, and go for 2 minutes to 3 minutes at a time. And you'll see it actually doesn't take long. It takes about 5 minutes to cook through and to puff up. So what happens is the microwave heats up the butter inside the puff pastry. That expands and you get those instant layers.
Yes.
You won't get as much as a brown color, the caramelized color of the top of your pastry, but it'll cook through. Okay. So let's actually do that. Let's do another microwave hack. What do you think?
Like, I like it. I like it a lot. That actually work.
Okay, well, so...
Oh, okay, so you've dusted your half moon beautifully.
And then breadcrumb. What I do is I like adding a little masala spice to the breadcrumb because, like I said, the inside of your prawn filling is not that strong because you want the flavour of the prawns to come through. Heat up your oil, get that in there. That's going to start frying.
Chef Clem's had been to many of those 60th birthdays in the Civic. He's been to many of those. So he knows the masala and the crumbs.
The playlist is playing through my head right now.
Exactly. That Judy Boucher is loud in your head. That's it.
Wow. Okay, so what?
Yes.
Sorry. Okay, so your half moons, okay, it goes into the oil just until the breadcrumbs go like a proper golden color. Remember, the pastry is quite thin. It's only going to take about a minute or two to cook. Okay. And then you're good. Your half moons are done. And you, send them through to us. I use prawn, but you can honestly use mince. You can use a vegetable, cheese and corn.
Yes.
Done and dusted.
These are so simple. And like I said, the bread thing, all you do, roll it out, same filling goes in there, fold it over, egg, crumb, fry,
Thank you so much for the tip on the bread. I never knew that.
There we go.
It's delicious.
That's why Chef Clem is here on the Just. Thanks a lot for being here. You're absolutely incredible. We have another culinary hotline bling, ting, ting, ting for you in the next couple of minutes, so stick around for that. And also, if you missed out on all of these hacks, don't worry, we got you on expressoshow.com.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it, your feel-good breakfast show. It is Expresso live here on S3 in for opening up to the feel-good. It's time for us to gear up for another jam-packed episode of the newest and the most exciting cooking reality competition show in Mzansi. It's Color Your Plate with Koo. Now, we've had the chance to meet some contestants and the winners from previous episodes. It's been fun to do that. We've met them on the show. But we're being joined now by Tiger Brand's marketing director, Edna Mohale, to learn more about the show before we enjoy tonight's culinary action. Edna, good morning.
Good morning.
So good to have you here. We were chatting just now about how this show, more than any other cooking show that I've seen, captures the essence of the home cook.
Yes.
The fact that this is real people being put out there, and we all fancy ourselves in the kitchen. Well, I don't know about
maybe
you, but
you more than
I
me.
fancy myself in the kitchen. But it's a different story when you've got to do it in front of some of the best culinary experts in the country, some in the world, literally. What has the show's reception been like? How are people feeling about this really cool dynamic?
People are inspired, that's number one. They are very excited. They actually just learning that it's very easy to color your plate, actually.
Completely.
For you to really have a colorful plate, it's very easy. They are learning to actually even be more motivated to even do more and be creative.
Yeah.
And all we know is the show is too short, so yeah.
Because it does leave you wanting more. I mean, I watch and I'm like, oh no, I want more. But it's the beauty of it. We stayed glued and wanting to see where our favorites will go into in the next week.
Yes.
But why is a show like this? Why is a show like Color Your Plate so important, especially for South Africans to be able to come through and express themselves through food in this way?
First of all, if you look at the pandemic, lots of people have been made aware around nutritional issues, how to make sure that you keep yourself healthy. I know I've been like in trouble for not watching what I eat during the pandemic because you're forever sitting, you're on
You're not alone.
meetings.
You are not alone, girl, don't worry.
And most importantly, we've been cooking up a storm, isn't it? We've been cooking and eating, and then we never really paid attention to what goes on your plate. So the show is really about sensitizing South Africans to actually be more aware around your nutrition, eating healthy, and just giving South Africans inspiration for everyday accessible nutrition. Because when you think health, there's a perception that for you to be healthy, it comes at an expense.
Yeah, exactly.
So what we're trying to do with the show, it's really how many of the cool baked beans you really have in your pantry. You know, you have green peas, you have your baked beans, you have beetroot. So we're just trying to sensitize people to say that is nutrition in your cupboard. So when you take your baked beans, it's a protein source. And when you go and have your corn, corn comes with it. It keeps you fuller for longer. Why can't you snack on it? So we really want to make sure that people are aware that what goes into your plate matters. But we're making it simple. It's all about color. If you follow the color wheel, then you are getting all the nutrients that you need. And it's all about portion control because we tend to not look at what we eat and you don't look at your portions on your plate. So the show is really just trying to make it very simple for every South African to eat healthy, to follow healthy living without breaking the bank.
I love completely, and it's accessible. I think that's the thing that hits home for me. The Koo 5-a-day principle, and I use the word principle because you've built this wonderful kind of roadmap around that. It's about being healthy, it's about enjoying your food and obviously eating with your eyes first. Expand on that 5-a-day principle, and why is that so important?
It's important because the principle talks around you having your 2 fruit and 3 veggies in a day. And we all know we have busy lifestyles. Sometimes we don't plan our meals very well. But what we make it easy to say it can be a tasty meal, but you can actually spread your 5 a day. So in the morning, for example, you can have your oats and just add in your guava. Your canned guavas can go with that, or peaches. If you want to make a smoothie, then you can have a fruit cocktail. Then during around about 10, 11 o'clock, that's when you need to snack. It's easy for you to actually snack on corn. That's your
I know that's your favorite.
I love
personal favorite.
I promise you.
I heard one of your speeches.
I snack on it because it keeps you longer until your next meal. You see, that's the main thing. Then come lunchtime, you can have your can of baked beans, whether on oats. That's where you get your protein. Then late in the evening, you can then really go out. You can have your pap, you can have your beetroot, then you can add in your green peas. There you go. You've got your 5 veggies a day.
Queen.
It's as easy as that, and it's very convenient.
Okay, so before we let you go, next episode's coming up, and I know, I mean, it's jam-packed every time. What can we look forward to?
More excitement. I think the contestants are highly creative. So I've never seen so much creative. You know, when you think healthy can taste good, and it can be creative, so just look out. The judges have been amazing. If you look at how they judge, they look at the color, they look at portion control, the creativity. So it's gonna be more fun. People are winning lots of prizes. So even if you go on digital platforms, so you can be part of the show, you win prizes, you watch at 7:30. Some of the contestants are actually going to walk away with prizes today.
Brilliant. I love the fact that this show is helping you, who have been so invested in your own product range for so long, to look at it differently now. Every episode, you see that like spark of genius. You're like, oh my word, never thought to do it like that. Absolutely brilliant. And of course, the most important thing is we are educating people on how easy it can be to have a well-balanced diet. Just 5 a day, baby. Just 5 a day. Well, now that you've heard all about it, make sure that you don't miss out on your next episode of Colour Your Plate with Koo, and that's tonight from 7:30 p.m. with repeats on Tuesday mornings at 10 a.m. only on SABC2.
And the winner of tonight's Beetroot Challenge, that's what it's about tonight. Beetroot will be interviewed on Expresso tomorrow morning, so you want to make sure that you tune in for that. Edna, thank you so much for joining us once again.
You.
Let's go have some corn.
Thank you.
This Wednesday evening at 7:30 on Colour Your Plates with Koo. 5 potential cooking stars have 1 hour to impress the judging panel along with special guest 5FM radio personality Miss Cosmo.
We've prepared a dish with beetroot as the hero.
Each have 1 hour to colour your plate.
Few more things that I would like to put on the plate, but there's no time.
Their 3-bean salad is totally inspired.
Who will be Mzansi's next cooking star on Colour Your Plates with Koo? Wednesdays at 7:30 on SABC2.
Oh, we love to see it. From colouring your plate with Koo, it's time to paint your home with Plascon.
Let's talk about paint, baby. Let's get into it. Now, when picking out wall paint for the kitchen or bathroom, not only do we have to consider what hue of color we want and like in that space, but we also have to think about the finish, the moisture protection, and its ability to protect against stains and mold. Dun, 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 the dreaded M word. Now, we're going to chat to our favorite design guru, Dylan Tomas, to guide us through this process. I always say the word daunting. I don't want people to be scared of painting. I'm not going to say, it's not daunting, inspiring. It's exciting. But you've got to be clear and really think about things slightly differently when approaching the bathroom and the kitchen. Why is it so important to go for a specific paint when dealing with these spaces?
This is a really good question. You touched on it as well. The
the dreaded M word, the mold and the cleansiness. You want to be able to use the space where you can wipe it down with ease so it doesn't actually hold the dirt in it. So that's why it's really important to consider the types of paint that we utilize in both these areas. But the best thing is that even though we have to think of the technicalities of the paint, you can still get them in fantastic colors, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to be limited because of the paint choice that you use.
But here's the thing, there's a different set of things to consider when you're choosing paint for the kitchen as well as the bathroom. What should we be considering when making those choices?
So it is a high traffic zone, so that's the one thing, and you need to look at how it needs to be almost water resistant, especially in bathrooms with the ceilings because the steam rises. So it's important to make sure that you use a paint that actually has resistance to that, which is the one thing from a bathroom point of view, and also that when it does get wet, like cupboards and stuff like that, you don't want it to absorb the moisture and get damaged. And then in the kitchen, you also want to make sure that it's with oils and splashes from any sort of cooking surfaces and that you can actually wipe down with ease, and it doesn't look tacky after a while.
This all points in one direction. For me, quality is vital. Why is it so important to know that you're using a good quality product for these areas specifically?
It's like penny wise, pound foolish. Rather spend up and do it properly because you know it's going to last a longer period of time.
Okay, friend, no, tell me.
I love this. This is where you should start charging by that. This is where your fee kicks in, buddy. I have a feeling.
Trends. I mean, you know you're the trends guy when it comes to kitchens and bathrooms. Okay, so are there any things or any trends like that to be looking
Blue kitchens.
for?
What color blue though?
That's important.
Yeah, you can totally do blue as long as I think it's in a jewel tone again. So I do think from a trend point of view, jewel tones just last longer versus bolder, brighter colors. And also, it's the space that you're going to be cooking in or enjoying the space. So you want it to feel light and fresh and lovely and inviting.
You do spend a lot of time there.
Totally. Yeah, I know if you're going to have Instagram moments, you want to make sure it looks good behind you, right? No matter what clothes you wear.
Are there different sort of considerations for a smaller kitchen versus a bigger one, or is it really just about self-expression in that sense?
100%. And I think a lot of people think that if you use a darker color, it's going to make it look smaller. A darker color can actually make it look bigger, as well as using a lighter color. So it just becomes a personal preference at the end of the day. I mean, my biggest thing at the moment is black kitchens. I think a black kitchen is timeless, it's sophisticated, and it works in a lot of spaces. And black also grounds a space in a really good way.
It's quite intense as well, which is cool. But again, going back to my whole thing, my whole color vibe, introduce green with a plant. And, you know, when you've got those darker surfaces colors, it just makes the brighter colors pop.
Sure, but if you had black with the plant as well, that would look really well too, right?
Just absolute magic. I mean, I'm looking at the plants behind you, and I'm looking at your office, and I'm already getting that mood.
Living the brand.
We're going painting, baby. We're going painting.
Get back in the kitchen, my friend. We love it. An opportunity again to refresh your space, and especially those intimate spaces. Really take the time to create the space that makes you feel rejuvenated, that gives you that energy, and just makes you feel happy.
Yeah, and then look, if you have a new painting project, or if you're looking to do a home makeover like what Dylan's going to do for me, Gascon is here to give your home the look that you've always dreamed of. And, you know, the thing is, together, we've got this, man. Let's go painting, baby. Thanks, Dylan.
Join Expresso this spring to stand a chance of winning a 4,000 Rand Plascon voucher weekly as we ask how you colour your life. Is it the cherry red in your ride, maybe the burst of new blues from your garden, or the sunsets and seascapes of a favourite getaway? Well, answer our weekly social media question and find the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com. Then colour your life with 4,000 Rand paint vouchers to be won all spring on Expresso.
Hope you feel that vibe. Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso. You're live in S3, and this is another installment of, wait for it, the culinary hotline bling. Ting, ting, ting. I like the ting-tings today. And we're joined by one of our favorite chefs, as always, Chef Clem, who is here. I've held this now, so you can't drop it. And then, of course, we also have Auntie Joss, who's still with us, making sure that we have another pair of hands for anything that you have to get through in your kitchen. 021 110 552. Let us know exactly what you need help with. We will be here for you. Any conundrum, I got your back. So let's get into this today, because I know that they... You see, I was about to say something, and then the phone rings. Excuse me. Right, let's check it out. Culinary hotline bling, ting, ting, ting. Carl speaking, how can I help you?
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
I have a feeling like your name is Louise.
Carl?
Is your name Louise from Cape Town?
Yes, I'm Louise from Cape Town.
Oh, word, this is great. I'm psychic sometimes. Hi, welcome. How can Chef Clem, Auntie Joss, and I help you today?
All right. I really want to know how to make hollandaise sauce, please.
Ooh.
Hollandaise sauce.
Hollandaise. All right.
Hollandaise.
Chef Clem will be right with you. So I'm going to put you on speaker. Let's go. Right.
So I'm going to talk this one through because I haven't got the ingredients in front of me, but hollandaise is absolutely one of the most decadent sauces to make, and people don't make it because they're so scared.
Yes.
They say it's going to split, but it's super simple. What I do is, and here's the thing, you know, you want to use room temperature eggs. So you can do the whole double boiler method, but there's an easier method. So what I do is I take, like I said, room temperature eggs, just the yolks, and I put it into a beaker. And then I take some vinegar, and I bring it to a simmer with some peppercorns and some shallots. We can use some Baileys in there, just make a nice aromatic vinegar.
All right.
Okay, cool. And also heat up your butter. So I add the vinegar to the egg yolks, and then I take the melted butter, and I start pouring it into the beaker using a hand stick blender. Where is my one now? I'll take it to the back.
Yeah.
And as you slowly start pouring it, you'll see it'll start thickening. And that's it. That's as simple as it is. And you just keep on working it, pouring, and it'll thicken. Here's the thing. If you're going to do it over a double boiler and it does split, don't worry.
Okay.
Take your split hollandaise, pour it into a beaker, add a little bit of water, and then again blend it. You'll see it'll come back together. It's all about the ratio of water to fat and how they emulsify. So for me, using a stick blender is the easiest way to do. You can do big batch, it never splits, and again, if it does split, get into a beaker, get a little blender, it'll come back together again. Remember that you don't want to make your hollandaise too far in advance because it will thicken up. You don't want that to happen. But if you are going to make it about an hour before the time, take a piece of plastic wrap and layer it over the top of the actual hollandaise so it doesn't form that skin. We call it a skin.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you'll be perfectly good. That over steak, that over breakfast. Oh,
wow.
Eggs. Hollandaise.
There we go, Louise.
Hollandaise all day.
That's right. Yes, doesn't have to be on the holidays. Make hollandaise any day. Beautiful. Thanks a lot for that, Louise. On to another little question that came through, and this was actually from a very, very special person by the name of Lee, also from Cape Town. And Lee would like to know something something special. How to make milk tart without the base if there's no biscuits.
Because I get that. I get that. Sometimes you want a milk tart and you want to have, for me, it's like meringue. People like the meringue, people like the custard, people like the crust. Milk tart as well. Some people like that the crust in it. Some people just like the custard in the center. So I like this recipe. This is actually from Abigail Donnelly from Taste Magazine. Love this recipe.
Great.
Super simple. Auntie Jocelyn, I'm gonna be done because I'm sliding into December mode already. Okay.
You're in the hollandaise.
I'm in the hollandaise mood. There we go. So I've got some egg whites here for you, Auntie Jocelyn, and then I'm gonna ask you to please add your sugar, and we've got some nachi zest. You want to add some nice aromatic to it, and this one works really well.
Oh, that's great.
Because you're taking out. No, we microplaned it. We didn't grate it.
Oh, makes sense. It did make sense there.
So you want to add some...
aren't you glad I asked?
Oh,
I didn't want to know.
Oh, man. I find all jokes appealing, so... Okay, so we're going to add... You can actually transfer... You can start using the electric mixer for me now. And then I'm gonna pass that to you, and I'm going to shake this off. So we're not going to add the crust. So the crust does add flavor as well as texture, and it holds in that custard.
Okay.
So you want to add some extra flavor to it. We've used the nachi there. We're also going to use some green cardamom. And vanilla.
And what are we adding now?
Vanilla.
So we
go in.
Vanilla's going in.
It's quite thick, so I'm going to help you.
Okay.
And then the green... I'm shouting because...
No, but I completely understand.
Can you hear me? Okay. So we're going to go green cardamom going in. And green cardamom is such a nice aromatic flavor, and it pairs so well with citrus as well. So this milk tart really benefits from those flavors.
Also, quick one, cardamom versus cardamom. Is it the same thing?
Cardamom.
Is it the same thing?
Cardamom.
And
It's cardamom. It's the same thing.
I say,
It's the
thank
same
you.
thing.
Just make sure that debate is settled. I had an argument about this the other day. Thank you.
And also quite nice to be using the powdered version.
All right.
Because you know, you bite on one of those, you're done.
I actually don't mind it.
You don't?
No, I don't. There's something about it. I'm always the guy who gets that in the curry, and I don't mind it. I think it's like a luck thing.
Okay.
For me, the cardamom is a lucky thing. So.
Auntie Jocelyn, do you like the flavor of cardamom?
Yes, I do.
I love it.
See,
It's so
it's
aromatic.
gorgeous.
Okay, then
That's
Carl,
looking great, eh? Oh, sorry, looking appealing.
looking appealing. So you can stop there for a second, Auntie Jocelyn. I'm going to take my sieve, and I've got some flour and some baking powder, and you want to sift these together. Carl, thank you so much for during the ad break beating our egg whites for us.
You're most welcome. I tried my best. It was wow. It was a tough task, but I got it covered.
You are amazing.
problem.
Then we put baking powder. That's going to give some of that little bit of lift, but it's going to end up being like a nice baked custard. Then I'm going to fold this through, and we got some milk.
I find that so satisfying when you do the sieving of any sort of powdered ingredient. It's beautiful.
I agree.
Okay, and now so you're gonna loosen that up with the addition of the milk. Okay, great.
Cool. So you can also heat up the milk if you want to, but I kind of find it's fine. You're going to bake it anyway.
Yes.
You want to really get that in there. You can start adding the milk.
And do you want that crumbly consistency prior to the milk being added into the bowl?
No, you want it to be like a nice thick batter, and then you're going to loosen that batter by folding it through your egg whites.
All right.
So egg whites, super simple. And I spoke about when I made the hollandaise, I used room temperature eggs. When you're making egg whites, beating egg whites, you'll also find that it'll stiffen up a lot quickly. It'll hold air better when it's at room temperature.
Okay.
Also, you don't need the freshest eggs when you're making egg whites, because a little slight, like a week-old egg, also holds air so well. So it's a good use for those eggs that are...
Okay.
Don't use week-old eggs when you're making poached eggs. You want to try and use the freshest eggs when you're making poached eggs.
I completely agree with that, because you want that freshness when you have the poached egg, man. It's because, I mean, a poached egg also feels quite, I could say that it feels quite raw, not raw per se, but there's something about the raw flavor of the egg. That's why I love poached eggs. And also that residual vinegar on the outside too. I love that about a poached egg. So what do you want to do with this, chef?
If you can now fold the two together, your whites into your, essentially your custard.
Okay.
And then what we do is, there's no crust, so you're going to use, I use a springform tin, and I just use like a non-stick spray on it, and just to be safe that it doesn't run out, I take some foil and I wrap it around the side of the springform tin. Okay. So when you bake it, you do want to leave it for, I'd say when it comes out the oven, for about half an hour. Yes. It is custard based.
Yes.
And you end up with this beautiful, beautiful tart.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
It is beautiful.
I can see.
And again, it's
and
summer.
no crust.
It's no crust, yeah.
I'm a crust guy, I won't lie, but I would try that.
Yeah. The thing about,
give me a second. You keep unfolding, I'll be answering. Here we go. Culinary hotline, bling, ting, ting, ting. Carl speaking, how can I help you?
Good morning, Carl.
Hi.
And the team.
Hello there, what's your name?
My name is Val.
Hi, Val. All right.
I just want to know, Chef Clem was busy making a roux. My question is, does he use cold milk or warmed milk or hot milk?
Great question. Thank you so much. I'll put you on speaker. Chef Clem will answer.
I like that question. So the thing about when you're making a roux is that you'll only start noticing the actual thickness of your roux once your milk starts heating up. When it gets to that almost simmering point, then you'll see the thickness. If you want to see that, if you want to see the reaction a lot faster, heat your milk up on the side. And then when you start adding it, you'll see the consistency will thicken up a lot quicker.
Ah, okay.
Another thing is people, when they do add cold milk to their roux, they stir and they stir, but they'll find that their roux is still, it's not hot yet. But then they think, oh my goodness, my roux is still so thin, and they start adding more flour. Yes. Then eventually, when it comes up to temperature, they end up with a bouncing ball. Oh. So the thing is, if you want to speed up the process, use warmed milk. If you're not going to warm up your milk, be patient with it. Wait till it does come to the simmering point. Also on the milk, if you want to add extra flavor to your bechamel, when you heat up your milk, add a few Baileys and a few peppercorns. Then the milk becomes infused with extra flavor. So when you add it to your roux has now got a little bit of extra flavor, extra fragrance. And I also like using roux. If you're making chicken pie, that's the act of good chicken pie. Wow. Flavor your milk before you add it to your roux, and you will have the best chicken pie ever.
Lovely.
This has been incredible. Val, thanks a lot for your question. I hope that answered that beautifully. And we will continue with the crustless milk tart. I know that you want to give it a shot, so we've got all the ingredients up for you. That'll be on the expressoshow.com website. And thank you so much, Auntie Joss. You were a delight today. You were really great today. Thank you so much. You were amazing. And you, Chef Clem, always incredible. We'll be back with another edition of Culinary Hotline Bling. Ting, 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 ting. Real soon. Stick around.
when last have the three of us been together? Let's do it.
We will be able to roll this out pretty much immediately.
I've got this.
You both better be on that plane tomorrow.
Our Monati keeps friendships flourishing with freebie SIM-only 6 gigs at $289 per month with loads of extras.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Just a few more moments left to save of your feel-good kickstart to a beautiful brand new day. And of course, I think since we mentioned the 10 billion rand possibility of a prize, I think all of us have been daydreaming, and you can be forgiven for getting lost in those daydreams of what we would do if we ever struck that jackpot. Well, dream no more, because your chance is real, my friends.
So real. Congratulations to last week's winner of the German Lotto, my new best friend, everybody. If you didn't win, do not fret. 120 million rand is still up for grabs on the German Lotto tonight at 7 p.m. SA time. Don't miss out on your chance of becoming the next winner with lottoland.co.za. You could receive a life-changing payout. Again, I'm going to say it, 120 million rand. So place your bets now on lottoland.co.za and become mine and G's new best friend.
Yeah, oh, we're going to be doing it as well. So, yeah, we'll split it. Whoever wins, you win it, then we all split it 3 ways. Sorted. Lottoland South Africa is a licensed bookmaker with the Western Cape Gambling and Racing Board. And please, no persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble on any platform. Winners do know when to stop. And for additional help, National Responsible Gambling toll-free counselling line is 0800 006 008, or you can simply just WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
And we certainly hit the jackpot with this next performance coming to you to finish off the show. Wow.
Yes, what a talent indeed. We're keeping the feel good at a high altitude. Elevate, everybody, as we wrap up, because we're back once more on the Expresso stage with the 17-year-old. And we said this lots of times, for you to just keep that itch, that 17-year-old singer and songwriter Vaughan Prangley. He's taken us out on a heartfelt note as he performs another single off his EP. It's called Where It Begins. You can download it right now, yes. And the song is called Breathing. It's actually an award-winning track. So Vaughan, do your thing.
As I lay here awake, cherishing the moments that we had, and none of this was a mistake. It's just the way of the universe. And I'm breathing. I cannot do this anymore. try, I just mess it up. Lay down and get right up. Lay down and get up. Every time I try, I just mess it up. Lay down and get right up. And I'm breathing. I cannot do this anymore. And I'm I cannot do this anymore. And as I lay here awake, cherishing the moments that we had, none of this was a mistake. It's just the way of the universe. And I'm breathing. I cannot do this anymore. And I'm breathing. I cannot do this anymore. And I cannot do this anymore. And I cannot do this anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness!
And I love how he had to throw in just that little extra little
Yeah.
riff there, just
Yeah.
because he's so cool.
Wow.
Because he's so unbelievably cool. Take a bow, young man. Vaughan, you are awesome, my friend. Thank you for blessing us with your talent. And thank you so much for joining us. We love you. We'll see you
love you.
tomorrow.
See you soon.
Adios.
Ciao.
Well done, young'un.